Hey guys, welcome. You are watching, listening, experiencing, relating to, maybe even imagining Lognarok. It's a Twitch channel, and I'm gonna be Logan tonight. I'll be playing Lognarok, and this is episode number 6 of Birth of the Red Dragon, which is crazy because it seems like just yesterday I was thinking about this campaign, and it's just really cool that we're on episode 6, but the adventurers have already done 10 before we started, so this is technically session 16 but episode number 6, something like that. And we're just gonna get started right away. I'm gonna go over to the adventuring lobby and see what kind of chaos is going on over there. Here we go. Hey, what's up everybody? And I hope you guys are ready to begin.
I hope so too.
I got a pretty thick piece of just storytelling really quick, kind of explaining, going through what's happening. I kind of just worked it into the backstory. But Juan Jane has added you guys some rations. It's early in the morning, but last session, I think we were at the second night of the Full Moon Festival, and adventurers were using their prowess to gain entrance to the governor's party. Getafix the Furbog, in curious cat form, had learned that the governor was corrupt and just straight up confronted him at his office, his private desk, and then jumped out of the window as a cat. And the champion guard was called down to protect the governor and now just take orders and protect the governor's secrets. There's a huge duel. There's a tidal wave. There's this really intense fight scene with the champion, and it was kind of hard for the adventurers to get a hit on him, or for him to get a hit on the adventurers until he did and realized he was a really strong sword fighter. But after the skirmish, a tall, pale sorcerer had come down in official Empire clothing, with a secret patch of the Red Dragon insignia on it. And he mentioned a handful of his colleagues already believed the governor was up to nefarious deals with Saffron himself. It's just that they weren't ready to have their coup yet, as they didn't have a politician in mind. And with him out of the way now, the governor, there's this vacuum for power in Oxton. And it's pretty easy to assume that Oxton's going to be in this fierce political debate, as many factions and guilds that the adventurers hardly even met yet. And pretty much a big fight for the city, a big fight for power is occurring, Does that mean, what's that going to mean for the city? Does that mean, bloodshed? Does that mean leading to anarchy? That's kind of up in the air, and it doesn't matter now, because the High Sorcerer for the Empire had told the party to leave before sunrise, and he can't protect them for the wave of what's immediately about to happen, and said that if they head to Penguin and find Henry Brighthammer the Paladin, or bring back what's left of him, that they will earn a lot of credit with the people, as Brighthammer was a renowned paladin for the Empire. So, let's see here. It's roughly 4 hours till sunrise. So interpret, it's a fall. Sunrise is probably later. It's 7 a.m. for us, 8 a.m. maybe. So you're looking at probably 4 o'clock in the morning, give or take. Time's hard to tell here, but it's 4 hours till sunrise. And you guys are at the Lopsided Inn, packing your bags after your 2-week stay in Oxton. Juan Jane has packed up some sandwiches. He's filled your water skins and has his grandson out right now preparing 2 horses. The horses Juan Jane mentioned were named Chip and Cutlass. And he's having them pull your guys' wagon to Penguin, knowing that 3 of you in the party are proficient with land vehicles, and some of you have decent animal handling. So you guys are all packing your stuff. I'm sure you guys take everything that was in your rooms that was laid out. And Juan Jane is meeting you guys outside now. It's been about an hour since you expo dumped on him what was going on. And he says, "Now y'all better lay down in the back and be still. I'm not sure who's guarding the cloister gates at this hour, but if what you've told me is true, you might already have a bounty on your heads. And he asks all you guys to start piling into the back of the wagon and laying down. As him and his grandson are packing you in and covering you up with a blanket. And I'm just doing like unskippable cutscene until we get out of the city, if that's okay. If anything comes up that you guys are like, nope, I object, I don't want a blanket over my head, like, that's fine. You can totally say that. But I just have like a cool little just way to, unskippable cutscene. And
I do have one question.
Yeah, definitely. And anything.
Is Peo still drunk and passed out at the bar?
So Peo is getting in the wagon with you guys right now.
Okay.
Yep. Peo is drunk. Peo is very drunk. Because remember, you guys were too busy learning more about the city, and Peo stayed at the tavern getting drunk. So he's pretty hammered right now, but so it's easy for you guys to kind of get him to comply. So the story progresses as you guys just like put him in the caravan. And maybe he's rustling at this point when you guys are getting to the city gates. And while you get to those cloister gates, you hear Juan Jane, and I'm gonna do a quick snapback of what Oxton City looked like, just as we leave, to get one last image in the brains. You guys were in the lopsided inn, and just past the religious buildings through this like small village, you guys come to the main city market. And you're riding up with your wagon, and you're coming to here. Past this really thick dwarven city wall is just a spiraling. It goes downhill. It's like because remember, Oxton's built up on a higher mound. So out this gate, it's a lot more rural. It's a lot more rustic, and it gets slum-like in some areas. But you're at this gate at the bottom of Oxton. And you can hear Juan Jane give a friendly, like, howdy. He says, "Well, howdy, young men. I take it you've been having a long night, what with it being the festival and all." And they respond in a friendly but sarcastic manner to him, like, "Oh, yeah, Juan Jane, we're just living the dream." He's like, "Here, I've been heading out a little early to get a head start to Auckland, to go help them out when their festival is over. So, did you boys need some cigarettes before I leave?" And he just pulls out some Juan Jane cigarettes and just tosses it to him. And you can hear them just like as his bribe too, to like get out of the city. And you can hear them like just nodding and walking up to the wagon. Their chainmail is like clanging with this excitement. "Y'all take care and keep your heads down. No sense being that guard who takes an arrow in the face for no reason or gets crushed by a tidal wave." They're like, "Yeah, you got it, Juan Jane. Have a steady ride out there and watch out for wyvern." Had one land near Zion's pool 2 weeks ago, and they just start chuckling, like, even though like a wyvern landing in your region's a terrible like thought, right? Like this stuff doesn't really happen up here in Oxton. So these guards are just like chuckling as maybe their means of coping, right? Like, "Yeah, whoa, crazy, a wyvern, right?" And they're just letting Juan Jane go by. And the wagon bumps and rolls as the city of Oxton has a slight incline down the outer cloister area. And you can feel the momentum building in the wagon and rolling through winding roads, skipping over hobbles haphazardly placed around the city, even a couple busy intersections, just like now morning people setting up their markets. They're like poor little markets that they set up. Maybe some people bringing water. You see, like, there's some Mother Ziona traffic that, bring fresh water out there. And you can finally hear the squeaky wagon wheels and an intense amount of crickets in the air as the wheels drag to a stop in some thick road. You can hear just a ton of crickets. And the heavy tarp over your face is ripped over you. And you're looking at the smiling face of Juan Jane and just a really big, beautiful full moon backdrop behind him. And there, he just starts helping you guys up, giving you like the Dylan, you son of a bitch, that like high five, you know? He's like helping you guys out of the wagon, you know? Just like giving everybody a hand out and pulling you out. And he's just looking to the part and he says, say, this isn't much, but it'll help. And he hands a pouch with 25 gold pieces in it. He says, your party, you know, not knowing what you're going to, you might need to use this wisely. But keep heading south till you get to a fork. So you're going to want to head south for about a day's ride. And then at the fork, you're going to go southwest to get to Penguin. There'll be a sign. But he walks behind his horse as he's kind of showing whoever's going to be driving. He's like, this here's Chip. He's my favorite horse. Make sure you don't ride him past 8 hours each day. And for every amount of hours you ride him, you got to rest him. March a mate, rest a mate. And then he like rubs his hand on him. And then behind in the driver's seat in the chariot, he points over to a bag of feed with like carrots and stuff in it. And then he smiles at you guys one last time. Anything else before I head out?
Thanks, Juan Jane.
Yeah, no problem. And you guys just remember, when you're going through hell, you just gotta keep on going. No matter what kind of undead you find, you guys are the heroes that we've been looking for. Came at the right time.
How about a bottle for the road?
Bottle for the road. Well, I must have left those off. Must have left them at the lopsided end. You guys will have. I got your water skins in the back, and you each got 3 days rations, which you guys all technically consume one ration at this point while you're in the wagon ride, or while you're at the inn. You have to eat one of the rations. So I'm keeping track of those. Don't worry. But Juan Jane turns around and he starts a long morning walk back to the sleeping city of Oxton, which is soon going to wake up in a hurricane of civics or bloodshed. Yep. And you guys have the wagon. We're going to start traveling now. Let's see, yeah. Get out of here, Juan Jane. And as soon as you guys get done talking to Juan Jane, you notice Peyo's gone.
Okay.
Yep, must have just like stumbled off while you guys weren't paying attention to him. You maybe just walked off into the forest. But you remember last time he just wanted to be left alone, so nobody follows him. And he just goes off into the night.
Mysterious, that one.
Yep.
Truly is.
And who's gonna drive the wagon? You can have four in the back and 2 in the front. The 2 in the front driving are gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to know who's driving, and I'm gonna have to know who's in the back. Okay, Eliard. Erizo. Cool. You guys are the 2 that can. You 2 are the only ones that are vehicle proficient now.
I only have a +1.
For animal handling?
Yeah.
Nice. You can still help with animal handling, but the land vehicle proficiency. You have it because you're a folk hero, Erizo, and Eliard has it because he's a soldier.
Do you want us to roll?
No, it's totally fine. It's a wagon, and you guys have your guys' land vehicle proficiencies. You have it for even sleigh dogs, but you guys have never technically ridden sleigh dogs. That's why I had you make animal handling rolls for a lot of that. But with these wagons, this is exactly what you guys were skilled at driving. Nerva, are you also in the back? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize you had a.
No, it's okay. It was just mostly
map
getting a picture, theater of the mind. Okay, and so it is, it's now about 3 hours to sunrise. So weaving through a lot of the city, like leaving the lopsided, getting through the gates, weaving through the city, that all took about an hour. Stopping for people at intersections and all that stuff, and getting through crowds. So it's about 3 hours until sunrise. And you guys start your wagon ride. Tons of crickets still, but the sun is starting to rise as you guys have now gone about 2 more hours. You're about 2 hours down the road. 6 miles down the road, you're traveling at roughly 3 miles per hour, if that can paint a picture in your brain in this wagon. For anybody that's in the back of the wagon, you can take for anybody that's not driving, you can start taking you can start a rest, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, I need that.
Yep. I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, so the rules of resting means not doing any strenuous activity. So if you're in the back of the wagon for 4 hours for a short rest, 8 hours for a long rest. Nerva, 4 hours is a long rest for you as an elf and wizard, you know.
Yeah.
So just like if you guys, let's say, are resting, trying to take a long rest, a full 8 hours, and you're riding the wagon for 4 or 5 hours, and let's say you guys get stopped in combat, that will negate your long rest. But if it's just like pulling over to rest for the night, I'm going to continue to count that as not doing anything. Because if you're like a big sleepy furbog in the back of a wagon, people might just set up camp and then be like, hey, you know, Getafix, like, it's time to go to bed, and you can just crawl, you know, like baby sleepy, just like crawl out of the wagon. So it's like, it's totally fine. I'm not going to I was reading a lot of laws about wagon rides and resting, and I think as long as you're not doing strenuous activity, you're fine. So starting, you guys left at 4, it's now 6, so 2 hours.
And can I eat rations while driving?
Yeah, definitely. You can have your ration while driving.
How many do I regain hit points?
You do not. You only regain hit points by taking a short rest and rolling hit dice, or a long rest.
So what do rations then restore?
Rations are just like role play. That's like thematic in saying that you have a cache of food on you. Yeah, because like if you get in a situation where you guys are trapped at sea, then rations become a thing, and you're like, shit. We took a mission to go out into the ocean and kill a kraken, and we forgot to buy food. You know, like as a DM, I would just be like, you guys should pick up food. You know.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm gonna eat two rations.
Get big.
I was hungry.
Yeah, definitely.
Protein shake.
Yeah, protein shake.
And whatever rations you think you have on your sheet, on your like character sheet, it's probably different than my sheet because I've been keeping track of them since the beginning.
Okay.
Yeesh.
Soft tacos.
Yeah, just got some soft tacos in your lunchbox.
There, it's got a kale smoothie.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Did I hear correctly? 4 a.m. start or p.m.?
4 a.m. is when you guys left, and or 4 a.m. is 4 a.m. is when you left, and
We've already been resting.
you started resting at 4 a.m. Yep. And now you guys have been on the road for about 6 miles, going 3 miles an hour. So it's 6 a.m. 2 hours have gone by. And the sun is now, definitely starting to rise. And you can see a billboard from the east. So the map is set up conventionally, like with the cardinal directions, north being the top. So the east is now coming over the Dark Frost mountain range and the Damned Aurum passage, and you guys might be looking out at that quest you just left and became this like amateur adventuring party, and now you're actually being held like people need you. Like, we've heard about your amateur adventuring, but we really need a hero now. And the sun's rising, and you see a big billboard that says, "Welcome to Villa Verola," and a luxury village, pampered inns. And then it says, like, in really swooping, like, airy font, "Get away from the city," on this billboard. So it's just like this, like, luxury. You guys are not fully out in the country yet, but there's this, like, pampering spa area that you guys are, that the wagon's going by. And as you keep driving the horses down the road for another 3 hours, so it's now 9 a.m. You guys have gone 16 miles, and you're in a small village known as the Orient Marsh, and it's a peatland, and there's like a rustic farm community that really just farms peat moss and like peat brick for fuel. There's a small general store. There is a large apple orchard. So if you guys are looking on the map, you're at this little check here. And you can tell it's just a massive, massive orchard. And there's an inn. So you guys have now been on the road for a total of 5 hours. And you're resting. You still have a bit of ways to go. And yeah, there's some very sparse farmhouses, a general store that's just starting to open. It looks like they might have been open for about an hour, and an inn called the Rested Wagon.
That's pleasant.
Yeah.
Question about the resting.
Yeah.
Short rest 4 hours, so we would get our spell slots back, or
If you're a wizard, or whatever feature that replenishes that. As a druid, I'm pretty sure you need a long rest to get your spell slots back. Yeah.
okay.
Someone wants to. Let's look that up quick. But yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that it's only
It's
4
like-
hours, unless you have the feature.
Right. I think like sorcerers have an ability where they can like replenish spell slots by spending points or something like that.
Yeah.
And wizards have like arcane recovery during a short rest where you can regain half your spell slots, but then because I'm an elf, my full rest is 4 hours, which is
Right.
why I get everything back.
That's right. 4
At
hours of
4
like
hours.
meditation. You go into like hyper
Yeah.
trance. Okay. Do you guys want to keep driving?
I would have been like trancing for the first 4 hours, but I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you probably
willing
just
to
got out.
be
Yeah.
active and like, you know, if somebody else wants to rest, I can like keep watch or something. But like we can keep traveling unless the horses need to rest. Or wait, we just got to an inn.
We're passing by an inn, right? Like
Yeah.
a town
Right.
with, and then
Yeah, so I'm just reading off things in the road, and you guys can interact
Mhm.
however you want. You're just
So
you've
what
been
say you again? You think we should continue on?
The horses have a good 2 to 3 hours left on them.
They got about. We should probably stop them at if they're 2 more hours just to be good on them.
Mhm.
Or 8 actually, so that way, because we got to rest them the same amount of time we ride them for.
All right.
Right.
if you
So
if you
we could
hold
cut-
if you hold Alt, the measuring tool is also accurate. So if you use the measuring tool and hold Alt, you can gauge distances. And I'm letting you do that because you could have stopped off at any, like at the Orit Marsh. There's got to be a road sign sitting there that you guys can look. So that's why you know how far it is. It's a civilized area. The king who unified the Land of Aurum basically ran his like campaign on infrastructure, about how he was going to make good infrastructure to actually civilize the land. And yeah.
Well,
Right here. Yeah.
if anyone wants a rest or a drink or a gossip or whatever, I'm okay with stopping.
And rest for
But that
5
means
hours.
it's like, which is worse, like staying here and maybe losing the rest of the night, or pushing on and having to sleep outside maybe, or find something else.
Yeah, I agree. I see your thinking there.
But I can stay awake though, personally. In either case.
Garrett is still fast asleep.
Yeah, I don't even know who I'm talking to at the moment. I'm just talking.
Right
I'm
now.
just like, "Oh."
So it's been 5 hours.
Just talking to a room full of sleeping people.
You're just in the back of a wagon, like looking out,
Yeah.
rustic
Yeah,
cornfields.
like I have like the canvas open and I'm looking out like forlornly.
Yeah, and you're like, guys, I could stay awake all night. And we're
Yeah, and like
sleeping.
everyone is just passed out.
Yeah. Guys, if you guys want to go ahead and take a rest, I don't mind staying up. Cool. Yep, got it. But Eliard and Erizo are both awake. They're in the front driving. You could be like leaning over Getafix and Garett, talking to them. So
Yeah.
it's up for you three to make a decision.
Oh, Eliard thinks to himself, and then says to Nerva, "Well, I'm pretty beat up. I could use a couple of hours of some sleep, so we don't get caught on the wrong side of the tracks in the middle of the night." So, yeah, I think we should stop in town.
Stop here then. Maybe.
I could fancy a drink.
Yeah, maybe we could learn something interesting.
Definitely.
That would be nice.
So do you guys all head into the rested wagon? And Garett, Getafix, if you guys don't say anything, I'm just going to assume you're resting in the wagon. If you want to chime in, every once in a while say, like, I'm sleeping in the wagon. Like, that's fine. I'm sure the party can just get you. And
I think I will, I'll... Because how long has it been now? I'm sorry.
It's been 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yep.
Okay.
And you heard the wagon like come to a halt. You could have peeked up, saw a rested wagon. As long as you don't do strenuous activity.
Oh yeah, Garrett's still fast asleep.
So you can do in 8 hours. You can have one. So you only need 7 hours of sleep, but you get 1 total hour of like laborless activity.
All right, I'm gonna wait here until I'm gonna recognize what's going on, but then close my eyes again to get to the full. Get to the full 8 hours.
Yeah, and the party can come get you if they like buy a room or something or whatever they want to do. But so you see them just walking in. Who's going into the inn right now?
Eliard.
Eliard, Erizo, Nerva. Cool. So the 3 of you that are awake.
Yes.
Cool. And you guys are heading into the rested wagon, and there is just like two families maybe that are off on like a diner side. They're eating a breakfast, and lady just greets you at the door. She's got a smile on her face, but her clothes are tattered. Like this is a very this is less than modest area. She's covered in flour, like she's like the baker, everything. She's like, "Well, what can I do for you?"
How much to put us up in a room or two for the evening, madam?
You need a room for the evening?
Yes.
3 copper pieces a room.
All right. How does that sound? The rest of y'all.
It's fine by me.
Yeah, I think we should only need.
It's
like,
just
2
one
rooms.
room.
I don't.
How long do you
to-
need it for?
You only have one room.
We have one big room, the sleeping room.
Right.
One
So is it? 3
It's just our
copper
barn.
Whole day,
It's just
then,
the
or
it's
per
the
person?
it's the big old barn. Anybody that wants to rest gets 3 copper coins.
Oh, lovely. Well, maybe can I purchase like some food from you and bring it out to my companions outside?
How much food you need, darling? The 3 of yous?
Have you some like scones?
Scones. Of course I got scones. We're in the royal plains of Oxton. She gestures over. There's like a nice, beautiful, like as for how tattered the room is, there's like a decent amount of like good-looking scones there, with apples in them.
Love a scone. Great.
Yep.
I think. Well, how many of us are there? 5, or are there 6 of us right now? Yeah, Peyo's not with us, so I'll take a half dozen, please.
Half dozen scones. And how many are you sleeping in the barn?
I think maybe 3 of us, because we got 2 in the wagon.
2 in the wagon. Well, they better not be pissed, because if they are, I have brothers, you know. My brothers don't
No,
like
they'll be
people that come in here to get pissed. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Pissed or pissed
But
off.
we won't be no trouble, man.
3
On
rooms,
my word.
3 of you sleeping. Plus how many scones, darling?
Half dozen, please. 6.
Half a dozen, 6. Okay, 18 copper. I tell you what, dearie, you pay me 1 silver coin and 5 copper, you call it a deal.
Great. I actually hand her 2 silver.
Oh, appreciate it. I'll go grab your change, darling.
No change necessary.
Oh,
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you
Have
very
you some
much.
butter?
Butter? Sure, we've got butter. It's over by the area with the cream and sugar.
I'm just going to like take some and put it like in the wagon. I'm not gonna like wake them up, but I'll just put it
Yeah.
in the wagon.
Okay. You just gonna put some butter in the wagon?
No, the scones.
Okay.
Like 2 scones and like ram
butter.
it in. Just a hunk of butter.
All right, Nerva. Do you have inspiration right now?
I'm not sure.
You can take it. Just know you have it now.
Okay, I
Okay.
will make a note.
Okay,
I'll
and
borrow
then
you for a couple of sugar cubes for me horses.
sure. Oh, for the horses. Yeah, go around back. There'll be our stables out there. Go ahead, grab a handful. And there, you walk back
Obliged.
there. There's a nice horse stable. There's a couple of like 2 really big Clydesdale that look honestly way too expensive for like where this place is at and what it looks like.
Are they breeders?
I don't know.
Like, have the people here bred these horses to be all fancy? I guess I would ask.
Oh yeah, sure. If you walked out with, when you dropped off the scones, you saw Eliard go out to the stable, looked in this, peeked in this. Wow, those are nice horses. You walk back in and she says, "No, we don't breed the horses." She gets a little nervous and she goes, "Just what my brothers like to do, horse people."
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
don't know much about horses myself. They just look like very impressive.
Oh
beasts.
yes, they're quite fancy. Do you guys are looking to buy some? She kind of leans in.
Oh, I think we're all right for now.
Sure.
So that
All right.
Oh,
Well,
no.
you guys rest up.
Come next time, though.
Sure, darling.
wouldn't happen to know a good blacksmith around, would you?
Good blacksmith. Well, you'd have to go around back. About. He's a ways away. He lives about a 4-mile walk from here. If you go straight to the pond, to the lake, the Ortmarsh Lake. It's about the 4-mile walk to the orchard, to the Ortmarsh Lake. And you can get there in about
Alright,
you
then.
can get there in an hour if you wanted to on foot.
Okay.
Ooh, 4 miles in an hour?
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
a fast pace. It's 3
It's a
miles,
jog.
3 miles an hour. If you guys are going at a marching pace, and haste is 4 miles per hour, and stealth is 2 miles per hour.
With the wagon, you're saying?
On feet, it's the same. So wagon and feet are the
Oh.
same. It's just that wagons have the benefit of letting people rest in the
Yeah,
back.
that makes sense. That
Yep.
makes sense.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, if you wanted to take the wagon there, you could. But you guys just spent 2 silver to rest now.
Yeah. No, I was just
Well, if it's-
kind of
well, if it's
confused
gonna-
about-
It's gonna take, say, like just 2 hours total. I mean, I would still.
You need, so since you were driving the wagon, you would need you'd still need like 4 for a short rest or 8 for a long rest.
Okay.
Since you weren't in the back resting.
Well, I'm
Because
gonna-
driving a horse, you're like in the front, you're like actively like in the carriage, you know, bouncing and stuff and reining.
Yeah, so Eliard wants to check out that the pond.
Okay.
But Nerva, Erizo, we'll get a good nap now and just be careful. I'll be back before you know it.
Alright, definitely watch yourself. If you need anything, or if you want to go check something out and you think there might be something, please come get one of us. We don't want anything to happen to you.
I'll be quite alright.
After I say that, I look over at our wonderful hostess and I say, I politely ask her if she has any drink available. Ale of sort.
Sweetheart, it's 9 in the morning. What are you gonna do with an ale?
Drink it, of course.
Sure.
I've been going through some things.
Yeah, sure. 2 copper pieces for a cup of ale.
Would you like to join me for a drink of your choice?
No, my husband would be mad as hell if he caught me drinking on the job.
Ho ho. Not even for a morning drink, such as I don't know. What do you got for morning drinks?
We've got beer ciders. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh shit. 4.
Okay. Yeah. She says, we've got beer ciders, and she just slams this like warm mug of beer cider on the table. Don't forget to leave 2 copper pieces, and then she just walks like to go help up. Like she just like is not gonna help you anymore.
I'll give her 5 copper.
All right, cool. She hears it clang, and she hears the 5 coins bouncing. She goes, "Thank you, darling."
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And then as you're walking away, she does one of those like and like rolls her eyes, like in a negative. She's like, out of towners.
I sip.
Cool.
I drink.
So
how does it taste?
it seems like everybody. It tastes like warm apple cider, like hard cider. You guys, like, I want to know sleeping patterns right now. Like, I'd say Eliard's taking an hour to get to his blacksmith, so in the next hour, is everybody just gonna be resting? Nerva, are you what's gonna be your kind of like while you're waiting for everybody?
I won't have like thorough plans or anything. I would probably be like walking around outside, maybe just kind of like picking some like leaves and saving them in my book, or like just kind of making observations about where we are, you know, just like hanging out. I don't know. I don't love like sunshine. I don't know if you said it was raining. If it's raining, I'd like to be outside.
Yeah, it's not raining. It's clear skies, and it actually seems like it's about to be a pretty hot day. It's late autumn. It's like what would be the equivalent of like November 1st here, you know? And it's starting to get chillier. Like, it was kind of a brisk morning, but the sun, you can tell by it being, it's 10 a.m. now, that it's going to be a bit of a hot one later. So maybe you're just trying to get in sometime before it gets too hot, right?
Yeah, because I pretty much plan on like being in the wagon during travel, so
right.
Kind of just want to stretch
your legs, walk around the barn. There's some cool shit too in the sleeping barn as well. Like, just like...
Yeah, I was kind of curious about what it looks like in there, but like, if we were going to do that as a group or something, I'm cool with it.
No, it's just a really mucked up... I mean, Erizo's in there now. At least if he wants to be resting this time, he should be in the barn. Resting or in the wagon.
You mean the burn?
The burn. He's in the burn. The red bird in the barn.
Burns the word.
Burns the word. Don't you know? So... Getafix and Garett, you guys are at about 5 hours now of rest. I'm sorry, 6. You guys are at 6 hours of rest. And Eliard, you get to this like lake, and there's a busy fork that goes to the north of the lake, one that goes to the right of the lake. and just some very sparse homes along the lake. They're not necessarily wealthy homes, but it looks like a lot of them are utilizing the water. A lot of them are utilizing the water for like workspace, almost like small factories. So you actually can see, smell, and hear too, because you know it's 10 in the morning. Blacksmiths are letting everybody know their profession by ringing in the air with their hammers, right? You can pick up the sound of 2 different blacksmiths. There's one to the north and one to the south. You can choose which one.
Can I roll a perception to maybe based off of the sound or maybe the smell of their what would that be? Their
Coals?
their forge to know which one may be a better one.
I mean, you couldn't tell. You could. Doesn't matter what you roll. You can tell that they're just both 2 forges.
Okay.
You can
So
you can know that.
or...
Yeah, you can know ones that like another like the one to the north is a little bit closer, I guess, than the one to the south.
Okay, I'll go to the north. Yeah.
Okay.
The one to the north.
And the blacksmith like stops, sees you wearing clad, in leathers. You got a scimitar. I don't think your trident's back yet. Do you want to summon that now? or maybe you summoned that while you guys were just like on the road. I think we can just say.
Don't I always have it on me?
As a bonus action, you can call one to you. And it's just we never talked about you actually calling your trident that you left at the governor's manor. But I mean, I just assumed that it was implied. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the chest, like they broke open the safe with all the.
Oh yeah, that's right. And Erizo airdropped it. We'll just say you picked it up from that too. Yeah. But yeah, he sees you walk up and he's like, "Well, what can I do for you?"
Oh, good. So I'm in need of a chain shirt, if you got one.
Chain shirt.
Leather's only doing so good.
Sure. Yeah, boy, get out here. And this little boy runs out and he's got a little measuring tape and he starts measuring you up.
Oh, whoa, now. We start doing these measures. I don't know how much this is going to run me.
Judging by the custom making, well, I'll say for 60 gold pieces.
About, could you do for 40 and an obsidian ring?
Let me see the ring then. And he puts his hand out to see the ring.
I pull it out, but I just like show it to him. I don't get,
yeah.
Well, I don't place it drop it in his hand.
He says,
I kind of, before he says anything, I kind of say, need change shirt, but maybe something special you could do to it.
Well, I don't do nothing special here. Just a blacksmith. And he looks at the obsidian ring, and then he says, 40 gold, the obsidian ring, and I'll keep your leather armor.
I think I might try elsewhere then.
All right. You can roll a persuasion check if you want to hold on that offer. And see, like if you're saying, like, I guess I'll go somewhere else then. So you can roll deception, persuasion, whatever you want. Intimidation, if you want to do that too. Just whatever way you say, I guess I'll go somewhere else then, you can make that roll and see if he does something different.
All right, persuasion is. What do I roll for that?
Persuasion is going to be a D20 plus your persuasion skill. Let's see, that's Erizo.
Which is
your persuasion is 0. Yep. Yeah. But your intimidation is 3.
I rolled a 13.
13? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Ah, damn. Yeah, he rolled pretty bad on his own persuasion. But he says 35 gold pieces, the black ring, and your leather armor.
I also know from... Didn't I have another obsidian ring before that was like... was worth like 50 gold or something?
You had it was a stone.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
it was like 3 pieces of stone or something.
It was like a
that?
pearl or something. I can actually, if you really want to hash this out, I can scroll all the way up and tell you the price. I'm gonna tell you though, like, you're not getting a bad deal. If you want to just like say no to handing over the ring, you can just say that. Like if you just realize like, shit, I don't want to hand it, like the ring is, yeah, chainmail is expensive. Your chain shirt is expensive.
Okay. See, I thought I keep the chain shirt under my armor.
No.
Okay.
Because a chain shirt is thick.
So like
it's big. And then you would have like like an underwear.
It says here.
If you want to,
just a description.
I don't know what
the description. It says chain shirt made of interlocking metal rings. Chain shirt is worn between layers of clothing or leather. The armor offers modest protection. Yada yada yada. But so like that's not. When it says leather,
like between leather, it doesn't. When it says like between leather, it doesn't mean like the thick leather armor that you have. Yeah, it's more like your leather wallet.
Got it. Okay.
Unless you want to be like some like naked fighter with just chainmail, like a fishnet shirt.
That would hurt so much.
That's so funny to think about now. The fighting montage and the training montage just got a whole new meaning to it.
Like, ripping out your like chest hairs.
I mean, he's made of fire, so who knows? That's so good.
Yeah. Nice.
But you can.
I'm just thinking like.
Yeah, so you traded an obsidian stone. You traded like I don't know how many obsidian stones, but I gave out 5 obsidian stones when you guys beat Tarkov, and each obsidian stone was worth 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
And so a ring is going to be a lot smaller. Like it's going to be a lot smaller. Like they used to talk about that, like the gold to US dollar, like the D&D gold to US dollar conversion, and then take the US dollar back into D&D gold and you buy a diamond. It's actually really fucking cheap to buy a diamond. And that's because everybody's perspective is like, it's a tiny little ring diamond. Like, no, bitch, that's a fucking hand fruit of diamond that they're trading over. Or vice versa, you know? Like, it's also like the size of it. So, yeah.
All right. Go to
good inquiry, though, on money. Like, that's always really good to have an eye on the currency. But you did do a good persuasion. So you got, 5% off right now is where you're at.
Oh wow! Yeah, Eliard's Jewish side comes out.
Yeah, sure.
What's the deal?
His Genasi side, maybe.
Genasi side. The Genasi side would be proud.
They'd be very proud.
So, all right, you got yourself a deal then, and I hand him 35 gold and the ring. And I just like. Yeah, take my armor off then, right there.
Cool. And he says, now if you don't mind, and his boy starts measuring you, and he says, I've already got the chainmail links. I say give me about another 2 hours. I'll have it ready for you.
Alrighty. Is there some more I can wait, or would you recommend?
He just waves his hand over to the pond. It's like a huge lake. You know what I mean? And like the neighbors are few and far between. He's got like a big enough plot of land, and he just like waves you over to the lake.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go bathe and relax by the lake.
Okay. And let's see here. In the 2 hours it takes him to get his leather armor, Getafix and Garett, you guys have just finished your rest. Erizo, you are now on 3 hours of rest. And Nerva, you're already well rested.
Garett, wake up to scones. Just a reminder.
Yeah. Getafix and Garett, you guys just kind of like, just like finally. So it's noon. It's noon right now, and you guys are stretching, and you can see like a nice little like a burlap blanket with 2 scones and like a nice slab of butter between them.
I'm just. Where the fuck are we? The hell? I was tired.
I'll just grab a scone and butter her up and shove her in my mouth.
Nice. Just like one bite, because you have a huge fur bog mouth.
Yeah, and then
you do that really well. You mind giving me a hand there?
I'll grab another scone and butter it up and hand it over.
Nice.
Do you know where these came from?
Yeah, no.
Just failed any
in front of
wisdom
me.
check.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I wake up and food's just in front of me. I don't, you know.
Sometimes
I'm
you
still
wake
here.
up. Yeah, sometimes you wake up. It's been 50 years.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right.
you see things.
Okay, so what is going on now? Let's see here. We'll just keep going. Eliard, you've been resting for 2 hours, and the blacksmith's boy runs up to you, and he hands you a glass of water. It's like a wooden cup with water, and it's got this really cool ornate like metal clasp around it, right? Like these are just maybe the blacksmith made them. Nice artisan cup, but it's full of water. And the little boy hands it to you, and he's like, "My dad says the armor's done," and then he runs away. And then he makes like a farting sound and runs away as a kid. Yeah, and then runs away. And yep.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So I would say, yeah, as you head into the blacksmith's forge, he's got the metal on like a mannequin, and he takes it off and he just like gives you a head nod. He knows you've put on armor a million times. He's put armor on people a million times, right? This is like getting your hair cut for a soldier. And he just nods his head over to you to like bend over and put on the chainmail. Slides it on. It's like a super clean fit. Like really like perfect shape. It's baggy enough to add some shock damage, some shock proof, you know. It's like nice. And it looks very well polished. The large circles that kind of hook the arms together and like the sides are twisted metal. So like a really nice twisted working on the metal, and there are little pieces of obsidian that have been put inside the twisted metal links. And as you notice that obsidian that's kind of like crafted into the links, it just looks really cool. It's just like really ornate. He says, "Obsidian bandits killed my first wife. I'll always take the rings as payment." And he didn't even care, but he just broke up and put into your armor. He just wanted the ring destroyed when he saw that. If you would have picked the South blacksmith, it's a different faction. And if you would have saw that ring, it would have been a completely different story. Just as like a background. So yeah, you've got your chainmail armor. Or no, sorry, chain shirt. Which is what, 14 plus dex or 13 plus dex?
It's let's see. It's 13 plus dex.
Sweet, man. Okay, and it takes you an hour to walk.
Before I leave, I thank him for creating such a full piece of armor for me, and I give him the rest of I give him the extra 5 gold I would have given him.
Oh yeah, dude. You can tell he's really, as you put the 5 gold pieces in his like massive meaty paw, he just like shuts his hand and he's got like a little glint in his eye, and he just hands the 5 gold down to his boy, as his boy just runs inside and like puts it away.
And then
yeah,
as I'm like
internally grateful. Yeah.
Well, you two stay safe. And as I'm walking away, I kind of do a little hand trap and just like a little fire kind of dance up from the forge. Nothing that's gonna like start his place on fire, but
and he goes,
kind of a.
Well, if I knew you could work the bags, I'd have saved you some gold.
And I chuckle and yeah.
Nice. And then as you're walking away, he says, you see him whisper something to his boy, and his boy runs up to you as you're walking away, and the boy's like, "Me dad said don't sleep at the rested wagon without a good lookout. Lot of bandits, same ones as the ring you brought in here. They go through the rested wagon frequently at night." And then he runs back. Be careful, and he like runs back.
You don't say. All right.
Yep. So it takes you an hour to get back. Erizo, you're now at 5 hours of sleep. Same as Nerva. You've been resting 5 hours, but you're already rested. Getafix and Garett, it's 1 p.m. You guys have finished your scones and getting anything ready. The horses still need another hour of rest, Eliard, as you come back to the rested wagon. And, you know, you're the one proficient in vehicles. You would just know offhand that the horses had rode for 5 hours. Plus, you were awake for it, so you're conscious. They rode for 5 hours. They've rested for 5 now. Oh, wait, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they need 1 more hour. The horses need 1 more hour to rest. You, unfortunately, need to restart your entire clock because you were like walking for over an hour.
Is it like 2 o'clock?
It's 1 p.m. right now, and the horses need 1 more hour of rest. And Erizo needs 5 more hours of rest to get all of his stuff back, which I think he's fine anyways. It's just good for him to take at least a short rest now to avoid exhaustion. But you guys have a wagon, so you won't. You guys personally won't take exhaustion penalties.
Well, I would like to, if it's fine with the party, I would like to take at least a short rest before we hit the road.
Yeah, and as long as you don't drive, you can also rest in the wagon.
Okay, but who else has proficiency in vehicles though?
Erizo, and he's just finishing a short rest now. So you can walk up. You know that you have room in the barn. So maybe this interaction is happening between you and Erizo as you walk into the barn. You could totally just like kick it, and Nerva's in there too, or Nerva's maybe saw you walking back and caught up with you, and you guys are walking back into the barn, and you guys can all 3, and the other 2 of you are awake as well, so anybody can engage in this. Yeah.
I would have had it in after I ate my scones.
Yep, same. Totally would have followed him in.
So it's 1 p.m. You guys are all kind of congregating in the barn, and you guys can figure out what you're going to do next.
Right, team. Well, I just got myself some fancy new armor, and I kind of, show it off a little bit. And blacksmith's boss said we shouldn't be here in the night time. looks like the same bandits we encountered back in, was it Oxton?
Auckland.
Auckland. The same bandits we encountered in Auckland like to hang out around here when the sun goes down. I need a little short rest so we can keep moving, but I don't want to stay here past nightfall.
Good to me.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
I'll keep my eyes open until we're ready to leave, though.
Splendid. Well, my voice is starting to get a little shaky because I realized I just did all that battle and all that driving and then all that walking, and with also some little bit extra weight on me, so I'm starting to realize how tired I actually am. And as I'm saying, I'm just gonna go rest over, and then I just kind of stumble onto like a big pile of hay and just pass out.
Yeah. Okay, so how long are you guys? I missed it. How long are you guys going to be resting?
I want to rest for 4 hours.
Okay, cool.
Short rest. Yeah.
So 4 hours go by. The horses have gotten their full rest, so the horses are ready to G up. Erizo, you also have gotten a full rest, so you've had a full rest there as well, which is just good to know. And it's 5 p.m.
I regain real quick. Do I regain then?
Yeah, so you can roll hit dice. You'd be able to roll your hit dice. So you have, is it 5 of them now? And I think you rolled some last night, didn't you? Or I'm sorry, last week. Last night. No, you guys never had time, but you.
So it's a D10, looks like. So
yeah, and you regained hit dice because you had 2 weeks rest, which is plenty enough time to regain a hit dice. So you have 5 hit dice, and it takes 8 hours of rest to get 1 hit dice back. But you can roll as many as you want right here. 1d10 plus your Constitution score. So
I regained, and I gained 5 from last week. I got all of them back.
All 5 back.
Week.
Yep, you have full hit dice. Well.
Okay.
So while we're resting, I'm just gonna go kind of stroll through the woods a little bit, and I guess there's woods around us, right?
Yeah, there's apple orchard. So it's
okay.
Yep, there's a lot of apple orchards with just crisp apples as it's getting late fall. Some of them are just getting cold up in the tree and falling down. So, but they're not wasteful.
Yeah, so...
They turn it into the cider that you guys drink there.
Oh, I'm totally gonna go grab a handful of apples. I'm gonna say like 6.
Okay.
Couple fresh looking ones, a couple rotten looking ones, and just make my way back to the barn.
Okay.
And I just pick the first few that I see, right? It's not like I'm spending a lot of time picking the best ones.
Right.
And then I'm just gonna kind of go and sit down on a hay bale, and for each one pull out my little like rock hammer and start like slowly scribing things into them.
Into the apples.
Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
And I'll let you know what happens when
you throw them,
or
when you eat them.
Yeah. Who knows what I
never
doing
know.
with them.
Yeah.
There's
no way to find out. There's no way to find out what you're gonna do.
It might be in the moment. It might be already completely planned.
It might not even come up. You might not need them. You know.
We'll see. So
Okay.
yes, I will have 3 delicious looking apples and 3 very rotten, nasty looking ones.
So while you're out on that hay bale, as they're resting,
I'm in the barn with.
Oh, you're in the barn. Okay, cool. Who has the highest passive perception? So it's just gonna be 10 plus wisdom.
I got 15.
Oof.
10.
Plus I have 16.
Damn. That's pretty big.
Wise as heck.
Okay. So Getafix. Make a perception check.
Perception would be
Your passive perception is 13.
Oh,
You don't add proficiency.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was
Yep.
looking at proficiency. So then mine's not the highest, right?
Yeah, I think it's Erizo. You said your passive perception is 15.
15 passive, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong spot.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, roll a perception check. Sounds like a big dice.
Oh, it's a big boy. 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raw.
Oh, but it's a perception check, so you'd add +5 to it.
So 19.
Nice.
Your bird eyes see.
Oh, so
Activate bird vision.
it is 10 plus your perception modifier is passive perception. Not wisdom, that was my bad. But Erizo still knocks it out of the park. With a high one. You can hear, just as you're being there, coming out of rest maybe, you do hear the horses kind of like kick in a weird way. Also, since you've just been driving those horses for 5 hours, you're maybe starting to build a relationship. You can hear one of them kick as the chains on the wagon like shake pretty violent, like they kind of jar pretty quick in an alarming way.
Oh, what the hell? All right. I get up quickly and head toward the sound.
Do you mention it to anybody, or do you just jump up and run?
I say, the horses, get to the horses.
As you run out of the barn, you see 3 guys in all black just take off running. And one of the horses is unchained, and it's starting to like do its like prancing pony thing while it's not harnessed, like it might start running. It's like scared and shaken.
What could I roll to try to as I put my hands on it, just trying to calm it down and
Run up to the horse. You can make an animal. You can make an animal handling check.
All right, I'll do that. Or 9.
9. Okay, and the horse rears back, and it's calming down. But does anybody want to hear that and rush out and assist? How about Eliard, since you're the other one that's proficient in land vehicles? Why don't you make me a dexterity saving throw? And this is you rushing from getting out of sleep into like attack mode and running out of a barn.
I wake up and all of a sudden I hear this.
So this is
yeah.
So this is gonna determine if you can even get to him in time to help out with the horse.
Okay.
So dexterity save is gonna be your d20 plus stuff.
Okay. Plus.
And your dexterity save is 3.
3. And 21.
Nah, 21.
21?
Let's get 21s in the chat. Let's get 21. Sweet, man. And yeah, that's enough for you to get there and calm the animals down and kind of put your hands down. And you're mostly there for muscle at this point by getting there in time and being agile enough to grab the reins. And that's going to give Erizo advantage on this animal handling. So I'll let you take one more roll to bring the horse that's loose down.
Easy there, buddy.
And you can take the highest, so if the 9 was better than the last one.
21.
21? Sweet. Well, that's good. That's weird. But yeah, you very well, with Eliard's assistance, you're able to get the chain around the horse and calm them down.
What was that number again?
21.
21?
9 plus 10.
21.
It's so funny to me.
And so it's 5 p.m. and the sun will be setting in about 2 hours. From listening to some of the other people who are traveling and stopping at the Wagon's Rest for a little bit, you know that there is another fork in the road that is, I think, only about an hour away. That's what they said. It's just over an hour away down the road south. There's a fork as well. But it's 5 p.m. The sun is starting to come down, and you guys said you wanted to take off at this time?
Yeah, I think that
Fuck out of here.
Okay. And Eliard, as long as you don't take any movement, any like sudden movement, like if you just get up from the barn and get in the wagon and you can sleep there and you can maintain that for another 4 hours, you'll have a long rest. You'll be long rested. And you'll get one of your hit dice back as well. As long as you're not driving. So Erizo is going to drive. Eliard, I'm going to assume you want to stay in the back of the wagon. I'm going to just assume so. I know you said you were going to be playing with your laptop tonight. So if that's the case, I'm just putting you in the back of the wagon as we progress the story.
Went to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm back.
He'll be back. He'll be back sleeping in the wagon. Is anybody going to drive the wagon with Erizo? You don't have to physically drive it. You just have to like attend it.
I can.
Just
I'm
need
not
some
very
company.
strong or anything, but I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And then the Furbog's gonna sit closest to the carriage because if you load a U-Haul, you put all the heaviest stuff in the front.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, who said I wasn't gonna wild shape into a horse and lead this bitch?
Oh, shit.
That was the idea if that horse got away.
I was thinking if he couldn't get it, I was gonna wild shape and just go get that horse back.
And you'd be talking like Donkey from Shrek. You'd accidentally wild shape into a donkey. Shit.
Rolled that one.
Okay, that's wholesome content. And you guys set off at 5 a.m. It's 5 p.m. It's about 6 p.m. as you guys get to a fork in the road. And there's traffic has kind of died down in this main area. And the road to your left, so as you're facing south, nope, that'd be the road to your right. As you're facing south, the road to your left, east, looks very well traveled. It seems like it's been having a lot of dust kicked up all day. It's kind of like a no-brainer. And the road to your right, which is southwest, looks like it hasn't been traveled on in a while. At least nothing fresh. And there's one of those post signs in the middle of this, like, picture a large triangle. It's not like a roundabout. It's just actually like a massive triangle, like a delta. And in the middle, there is a couple people packing up a wagon that just look like they've been traveling, and maybe they're trying to get to Rested Wagon before sunset. Then there's a lady who is fairly beautiful, especially for like where she's at, and like you've seen nothing but like dirty cowboys for most of the day that have been, cattle drivers, stuff like that, like people covered in dirt, happily, proud of it. But this woman looks fairly beautiful. She's got a sign out that says it says Mia's Candles, and she's sitting there with a merchant cart open, and she says, "Oh, visitors. Well, I was just about to pack up shop. Did you adventurers need anything?"
You're selling candles. Mind if I take a couple whiffs?
Sure, but they're not scented. It's just lard. She like laughs and like points out to a basket of candles that she's got. And that's the face. She's like, "Yeah, you can smell them. They're just lard."
How much for one of those candles?
One candle is just a copper coin. I'll give you 15 for a silver.
Deal.
15 for a silver it is. And she reaches in and pulls out this like little twine piece that's holding a bundle of these candles. And she takes a silver from you.
Does she have anything other than candles?
Absolutely. Yeah. As you're looking around, you can tell she's got quite a lot of different items that are hanging around. Kind of starting in the front, she's got some fishing tackle. There's like a big, like wooden kind of metal shield that's like kind of that is the table, but you can tell it is like a wooden shield. There's perfume, her candles, there's a lock, like a padlock, and then there is a couple scrolls in a basket, and there are now these vials. There's 2 large red vials, and then there is a smaller clear vial that maybe looks like it's only 6 ounces maybe, but it's almost shimmering in the sunlight. Like as the sunlight's hitting it, it's like there's sparkles of silver in there almost.
So I'm gonna take my candles and just kind of go and sit in the back of the wagon, away from everybody.
Just light a candle and like, wow, look at.
I'm just gonna put my back to everyone and just start getting busy.
Yeah, just buying random stuff and tinkering. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play around with some stuff.
Okay.
What's in the vials? I'll ask.
Oh sure. Well, this is a regular health potion, as you guys know. We've got just some vitality here, or we do have a greater healing potion in the back. So it's like a 1 liter bottle and then like a handle of like red Kool-Aid. And so there's a greater healing potion. And then she says, and this special trinket is holy water itself. That when the great Henry Brighthammer was staying at this encampment on his way to Penguin, he blessed this water for me.
How much for the holy water?
Well, you see, depending on who you believe in, holy water is just water. It's these silver flakes in here that bind the clerical energy into it. It's the silver that's really the most expensive part because it's magical silver, and you know how potions work. It's 25 gold pieces, and she kind of like flinches.
I'll hold out the bag of gems I have, and an extra 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
And offer and say, how about this bag of gems and an extra 5?
And as she looks at it, make a persuasion check.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna make my way back to the party with a single candle in my hand, wrapped with an intricate like wire casing around it.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, and she says, how about this? I'll take that. I'll take the gems and your 5 gold, and you have to tell me where that little head came from. And she's pointing at your shrunken head that's like hanging out on your satchel.
Your dick hanging out of
It's just swanging meat at the market.
Where'd that little guy come from?
He's a furbog. He's a furbog druid. He's probably not even aware that his robe's open. It's like hanging out. It's a nice warm fall night.
Yeah. Like it's excited.
Now you've caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Not me thinking about furball.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, is Eliard gonna Google that now like he did duck penis last time?
Chicken.
Oh, it's a chicken penis.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
We'll go on a break after this one. And
how about we go on a quick break while I figure out where my shrunken head came from?
Perfect. You guys want to just do 10 minutes and then be back at 8:40?
Yeah, 10 minutes is perfect.
8:40.
Somebody get on the penis research real quick too.
Someone get on the furbog penis.
What does a furball?
The FBI that's tracking your stuff is like, oh god.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really?
Cool.
We go 1 week.
So branchy.
All right, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Let's just say 8:40.
Perfect.
Woo, that was interesting. I'm really glad that Eliard got his chainmail from the blacksmith. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna go refill my potion, and then I'll be back, but I'm going to leave you guys with a song here from Cullah, our friend Cullah, and freemusic.land, which has recently come out. Oh, I'm going to log in quick. But freemusic.land recently came out, and there's more to it than I can probably explain fully right now, as I'm trying to like half go refill my potion. But I've been talking about Cullah music for a long time on my stream, and I always mention how Cullah makes a new album every year on his birthday, and April 27th is when Firebird comes out. This music, he's got so much, and he knows so many great friends and artists who believe that music will be free for everybody to use. Freemusic.land is an awesome resource to just chill out and listen to music. And actually, the song that's queued up now is one of my favorite, Falling, from one of his newer albums. So I'm just going to leave you with freemusic.land. And if you guys want to check it out or register, go for it.
Got a whole lot of loving just for you. I got all this loving, but I just want you. I got a pain in my chest, and my rest don't heal me. I wanna be wicked, but I'm just so weary. brothers out there with powerful souls. Keep your love strong. Where you run, where you hide, don't matter much. Down on the luck. What you smoke, what you drink, don't matter much. Don't wanna think. I got a bone to pick. It really makes me sick. I think it's poisonous. Most employment is. And I'll tell you quick. I got a choice of this. What is that? A slave to debt or a slave to sweat. A slave to debt or a slave to sweat. A slave to debt or a slave to sweat. A slave to debt. A slave to debt. Slave to sweat. A slave to debt. Slave to sweat. A slave to debt or a slave or a slave or a slave or a slave or a slave.
Oh god, that part always fucks me up, man. Slave to death or a slave to sweat. Yeah, so I transitioned over. This is the 2018 album Colossus. In fact, all of his music's on Spotify as well if you ever just want to find an album. This album is a funk fusion, funkalicious jam band, but not like that kind of jam band. You can just Google Colossus. It's 2018 album, Color. I just love this one so much. I used to have dreams about track 5, which is Deluge Fire. Yeah, 2018 Colossus. But Deluge Fire is about a great flood that comes, and it's really triumphant. Like, if you ever need to like get some audio courage, and you've already listened to Seal's 1994 album, title album Seal, pull out 2018 Colossus. You won't be mad about it, dude. All right, let's head back to the Adventurers lobby. All right, welcome back, Adventurers. When you're ready to begin, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just start here in a minute. Okay, cool. Thanks, Cullah. Again, you guys can check out all of his stuff on Spotify or Free Music Land. Keeping track of that. What's up, Josie? What kind of dice? Did you show me your dice earlier? Did you send a picture of them like when we started?
Let's see.
I gotta get a cool pair of dice. I don't have a cool pair.
I just kind of cleaned up my desk, so
yeah,
my dice are actually put away nicely.
Oh, nice. Don't bother them. Let them recharge. Don't bother.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
Yeah, right now I just have a set of like, those like jumbo ones.
Yeah.
I have
really? Okay.
Those at my desk right now. They're like, I don't know like what the scale is, but they're like, I can send a picture of these ones. They're like huge.
But yeah, I gotta get a cool pair. All my friends are getting cool pairs of dice, and I'm like, man, I gotta just do that.
Yeah,
I just bought a big value bag.
I think I sent a picture of a D20 I had bought recently. It was like a big metal one with a cat as the 20.
Oh yeah, you did. And then
that's the one I think.
And someone else had a D20 that had like a special. Yeah. I think it was one of my buddies that I play with on Wednesday. They have a diamond for the 20, which is pretty cool. Like a playing card diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I need to get a cool cat dice or something like that. I gotta get...
Yeah, that one was kind of like a random thing. I have a subscription at a comic shop near my house. So I went there to pick up a comic, and then I always kind of just like look around to see if there's anything cool. And they just like had this one metal dice sitting there in the case, and I was like,
okay,
buy that.
Shit. Yeah, I was gonna get some. My sorcerer is like a white dragon bloodline guy, and he uses cold magic. So I thought about getting some kind of like cold dice, but I just hate all the white dice because they're hard to read. I think I might try and find like a white one with blue numbers, and But then my DM for Wednesdays, he's like, he challenges you, and I'm afraid I'll buy these dice and then lose my character. So it's like,
Oh no.
you know, then I'm gonna have to make another character that fits those dice, or just bury those dice with him. Cool. Is everybody back in business?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna assume Garett's back. He's a well-timed person, and just saw that Meerkat's light came on. Okay.
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
Before we move forward.
Yes.
Does my armor class go
Talk
up by
to me.
2?
Yes.
Does it go up? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So you were at 11 plus dex, and now you're at 13 plus dex. So your armor class will go up again if your dexterity ever goes up, or if you get bigger armor. Bet.
My armor class is 14. So would I just go up by 2 though?
Check this out. So are you looking at your sheet? Do you see your inventory unlock? Oh wait, where's your leather armor at? It's not even in here. Oh yeah, there it is. If you scroll down to the bottom of your character sheet, there's the leather armor. I clicked the little padlock. I pressed the delete button. Your armor's gone now, and your AC dropped by 1. Now I'm gonna go over to the right, which is the chat, and I'm gonna go
I don't even see where you're looking.
Are you watching on Twitch? I'm not doing it for Twitch, but if you're watching on Twitch, I can flip it over so you can actually see. But for like brevity's sake, I'm just gonna slide it over for you. If you go to the compendium, do you know where the compendium's at? The little eye.
Little eye.
Yeah. There's like the letter I, not the eyeball.
I see it.
Yep, you can search change shirt in there. I see it. Follow the path where you thread a needle. And then you can type in chain space shirt, and then I already clicked and dragged it into your inventory for you, and it changed your armor class for you. But it says something different than what I agree with. 13 plus dex. And it didn't do it right. So I'm just going to update it for you. There you go. Your armor class is good now. And it is 5 p.m. Or did I say it's 6 p.m.? It's 6 p.m. You guys are now at the fork in the road. That's right.
I got to tell her about my shrunken head.
Yes, that's right. And so where we last left off, you guys have been through all this shit, and your horses almost got stolen. Then you meet this cool merchant. She's like packing up for the night, and you're buying some holy water that was blessed by Henry Brighthammer himself. And she asks you, she says, yeah, I'll take that deal. You had a really great persuasion check. You offered her about 15% less, or actually it was more about like 20% less than what was market value, but your persuasion check definitely brought you to within about 10-15 of a good bargain, and she just thinks you're a good guy. She wants to hear the story about how you got your shrunken head as an exchange of payment.
Perfect. My shrunken head. Got this from the son of a South Sea chieftain who left home to explore the world. He was a native of Rokovo, which was home to a primitive tribe that practiced cannibalism.
Oh.
In particular, the devouring of the flesh of enemies slain in battle. He was a shrunken head dealer, and I spent much time with him. He knew of a man who once journeyed to find a creature named Dobie Mick.
Oh, no way, really?
His name was Quaquag.
Quaquag was the name of the sea captain.
Correct.
Oh.
The head.
How do you spell that?
It is Queequeg.
Oh, Quaquag. Yeah, you said he was a shrunken head dealer.
He did.
And now you carry his shrunken head.
No, this is one I bought from him, not his head.
Oh, yeah, they're great novelties. They really do look fun. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to work with you on the backstory of Quaqueg. And I can never use the name Doobie Mick for unless it's the Doobie Mick sea creature.
I don't know, is it?
Yeah, it could be now. Cool, that's very polite. 6 p.m. That conversation, you guys checking the wagon signs. I'm gonna say that right now about an hour passes at the fork because you're gonna check the road, and you guys know that the horses have now been going for 1 hour. Let me just grab a new sheet. The horses have been going for 1 hour, and you guys are still 30 miles from Penguin. There's a sign on the road that says 30 miles to Penguin. Okay.
Yep.
And it's 6 p.m. It's actually 7 p.m. because an hour went by there. And the horses have been driving for 1 hour. Carry on with what you guys want to do.
I'm gonna pull out one of the candles that I've since wrapped in like little copper wiring. And I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, check this out. And I'm just gonna kind of tap it on Getafix and it lights. But there's no flame. It just lights up and emits light. I'm like, yeah, infinite candles. You want one?
That's a fancy parlor trick you got there.
Oh, you don't want it? Okay. Anyone else?
I assume I don't see it because I'm driving.
It emits 5 feet of regular light, and then radius, and then another 5 feet of dim. So it lights up. I don't know what the sun light is doing. I guess since I don't know where we're at in the world, so I couldn't tell you if the sun's up or not. What is the sun doing, DM?
6 p.m.
Well, we were on the road for another hour, right?
Right, it's
7.
7.
Can I ask a
Daylight
weird
saving
question?
time.
Logan.
I am so sorry. I pressed my mute button while I was just like mouth breathing and reading notes. And I was like talking to you guys and I was like, what the hell? Yes, it's 7 p.m. And what was the other question?
I
Nerva?
just want to like, could I retroactively like ask if I could have like maybe did that merchant have like
You can still talk to her. It's 7
like
p.m.
a hat or like
yeah.
a bonnet, a sun bonnet of some kind, something to shade my eyes in the sun.
A sun bonnet?
Yeah, you know, like one of those kind of like visor caps,
Yeah.
maybe that like farmers have. Is that a thing?
You can tell she's got a couple of hats, but yeah, they're they're not bad straw hats, but they're like woven like wicker hats almost.
Yeah,
And there's
that's
some
fine. Just
dyed
something
ones.
to like block my eyes.
Yeah, sure, sweetheart. We've got a couple of them back here. Just these regular ones are gonna run you a silver, as we, my shit isn't cheap because it takes me fucking hours. And
Sure, do you have something with like a blue or black ribbon around it? Maybe?
well, I do have a black hat, a black dyed hat.
Okay.
The black dye comes easy. We have a red dye. We have a blue dye, but that one's fairly expensive.
Yeah, if you have blue, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one is going to be 2 silver pieces.
Okay, I hand it over.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And yeah, you have the nice big blue sun hat.
Great.
Sweet.
I'm gonna mark my silver down from before. Also, it was I think I had given her 2 silver for all
Yeah,
this.
you'd given her 2 silver total. So you're
I have
down almost half a gold
I think I
piece.
have 3 left.
from this country wagon ride.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it for me. I just wanted to. I'm not even looking for like like an advantage on checks or anything like that. Just for
Certainly.
RP's sake.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a really hot day. It's been a really hot day, so it's good you get a hat on to give you some reprieve from the shade. And she even gives you a little wink, as she knows like drow have like sun sensitivity.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, since we're still there, I'm going to approach the merchant with a different candle that is, in this time, wrapped in like an iron
Okay.
wiring.
Okay.
Here's one of your lot candles, but what do you think of this one? And I'm just gonna hold it up to her, and it smells sweetly of perfume.
Oh, really? It's like a nice aroma.
Like, picture walking into Bath and Body Works, every single
Nice.
scent.
Just hitting you at once.
Every single one hits you just one candle. I whip it out. I'm like, what do you think of this?
Whoa, that smells quite delightful. I'd say that's pretty impressive. I didn't know that candles could come smelling so nice.
Oh. Well, it's just your lucky day. So what can you tell us about our friend Brightwater? We've heard some news about him, and we need to go see if he's all right. What was he doing?
Well, last I heard, he was on his way to Penguin. There's, to be honest, I come here once or twice in a 10-day to this fork, and I haven't really seen anybody come from Penguin, minus a lot of, weird-looking people. There was a couple weird folks that stopped by here, but I just didn't. I turned around that day.
Oh, here's the thing: if you can give me a bunch of information, any information at all that you have of this, I will write down the recipe for this and give this to you.
Sure, certainly.
Certainly, that would be a big boost in sales. As scented candles, or people stink,
Absolutely. I mean, I'd be happy to tell you anything I know about Brighthammer. He's a big hero of ours. You don't have to charge me some kind of I don't need any favor. I don't need your snake oil candles. Brighthammer was a great guy. He went to Penguin to go. I know he was on his way to check out what evil was happening, but I haven't seen him come back. There's many things that could have, happened in Penguin. I haven't seen anybody in Penguin. I know since he's a paladin, he would have, and been down there, he would have stopped at the nature shrine. There's a, oh shoot, what do you call it? Sanctuary of sorts, a nature, holy divine, whatever the religious people go to, honey. There's a shrine there. I'm sure he went there at some point, and then he went to, I know he was checking out Penguin as well, so I haven't seen him. If he hasn't come back, he might have gone south to, I know wars are picking up more and more, but maybe he went to go fight another war, I tell myself.
All right. Well, I noticed you got a couple of vials of red liquid over there.
Sure.
What about a trade for the recipe for this?
Oh no, those potions are quite expensive. The big one is quite expensive.
Money that you could bring in from these candles. This is something that no one's ever seen before. You could charge 1 gold for these candles, easy. Now I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Okay.
Fuck. God damn it. I had bad rolls on Monday too.
You rolled on, what did you roll?
11.
Okay. And what else do you do? Like finish the act?
I mean, that's pretty much what I was just gonna say.
Okay. And
trying to explain that she can make a lot of profit off of the recipe for this.
Right, and you're using your magical tinkering?
Yep.
Okay. And
I also have a piece of paper that I've written in kind of, whatever kind of ink that I have.
Right.
It's kind of silvery looking.
she's gonna put her hand on yours. 1 second. Let me just. Okay.
And I'm instantly gonna pull it back.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Okay, and
no one touches me.
as her hand does touch you, she does put her hand on you as you're holding out the candle. She puts her hand on your hand and you pull it away quickly. But as you're pulling it away, you notice it feels like moldy bread.
Ugh.
And you look at her hand, and her hand looks smooth, beautiful. She's a very beautiful woman. But as she touches your hand, you feel like soggy bread, like that made it in the sink disposal that you had to pull out, right? And it even feels clammy and wet. Like you look at your hand quick to see if it's damp. And she just smiles at you. And the sun is kind of like down. And remember, the full moon has been out. Make a... 1 second.
I've got something I want to do as well.
Make an intelligence check. An investigation or an intelligence check.
That's better.
Okay. As the
23.
as the moon is coming up on this like last third day of the festival, you know, of the season, and you guys are entering the dead season and that, but as that final moon is kind of coming up now from the east over the Oxton Forest, the moonlight shines right over her visage, and rolling a 23, you can tell it's a green hag. It's a witch. And as her illusion just breaks for you, she smiles with this really gnarly facial structure. And it's like she looks like moldy bread. And she smiles and she says, "Your magical snake oil tricks mean nothing to me, tinkerer. The health potion's 100 gold pieces."
Decisions to be made. All right. I'm just gonna slowly just nod my head and about face. Yeah, you're a loss. Make my way back to the party, and
she's just smiling as you walk away.
Yeah, totally fine.
And for the rest of the party, you just see her in her cute, quaint self smiling.
And I'm gonna walk up to Eliard and just whisper, "Eliard, arm yourself. Just be ready. That is no merchant. That is a hag."
Oh, I thought I smelled it on her.
You can make an investigation check, Eliard, as you look over. Investigation for you is +3, so a d20 +3.
14.
That's not enough, so you can't really tell looking at her what he's talking about, but it's enough for you to believe him. You know, you have no reason to doubt him other than like you're squinting and can't really make it out what he's talking about as you're trying to investigate it by looking at her. She seems normal.
We shouldn't turn her back to her. She's a dangerous one.
And so an hour has gone by. Remember, it was 6 p.m. when you got there. This whole interaction's taken about an hour. And this is kind of the end of that hour. As Eliard, you look at Garett. And Garett, you look back at the cart when Eliard's like, it's just, she looks fine or whatever. And you look back at the cart. She slowly just fades invisible. And her wagon, which she was loading up when you arrived, has been fully loaded, right? As you guys were finishing your talk, and she was about to head out, her wagon was hooked up to her chariot, little wagon cart. And you walked up to her before she left to try and do this candle trick. And as you look over her now, she just slowly fades and disappears right in front of your eyes. And then her horse just kind of starts off in a trot, heading away, heading southeast. Just like away from the fork in the road, into the now dark night, like getting to be nighttime because the moon's up. Moon is rising, but it's a full moon, so it's still pretty bright. And she's just trotting away. Sure.
Yeah, and so I'm. Garett's just gonna go around and, without any subtlety, start warning people that, hey, that was a green hag. I seen it. She's gone. Just like that. We should watch our backs.
There's 6 people on like 2 different wagons, like 4 at one, 2 on the other, that are just kind of passing through now. And they overhear that and they just start like gossiping. Like they're like, whoa, like, oh gee, and they start looking around. They look back at that chariot as they overhear you like shouting that to the group. And they just look like, whoa, like rumors. The rumors might be true, you know?
Be on your guard.
Okay. And so now it's 7 p.m. The horses have been driving for an hour. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna be sitting and readying a spell.
Okay. And what's the wagon order? Just same as last time? Nerva, are you still in the front with Erizo?
Sure, unless anyone else wants to. I don't mind.
I can drive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine staying up front.
Okay, well then, Eliard, why don't
I
you
can
stay in
go
the
in the
back? Because Eliard...
Oh,
Well, because Eliard would still need...
rest.
Yeah.
Well, I did only I used only 2 hit dice though, and I regained my health or
Yep.
my hit points.
But all of your spell slots are still gone.
Oh yeah.
So if you just commit to another... It was 1 hour to get there. 1 hour passed while you're just sitting in the wagon when Garett came up to you and talked to you about a witch, and you just kind of like, what? Okay, whatever. And you went back to just like looking up at the moon that's coming up. Now, if you spend 2 more hours resting, you'll have everything back. You'll have full health. You'll have all your spell slots, and you'll have 1 hit dice that comes back.
Okay.
Cool. It just would have been nice that you... It's good that you rolled those hit dice in case those wagon robbers turned into something much more. Okay, so do you guys head to Penguin? Do you guys camp here for the night? Like, I want to get the story moving, but I don't want to like try and force anything.
I like to get to Penguin.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't have to stop, I don't want to.
The horses, I'm just gonna say what you guys already know. It's from where you are right now. It's 7 p.m. The horses have been driving for 1 hour, and it is 30 miles, or it's gonna take you cover 3 miles an hour. So there's gonna be a little math here. It's gonna take you guys 10 hours to get to Penguin. And that's going at like a regular pace. It's gonna take you 10 hours to get there, which would put you at 3 in the morning. If you guys travel in haste, it would take you, you cover 4 miles an hour, which would take you 7 hours. I'll say it takes you like 9 hours, maybe. 9 times 4 is 36. It takes you 8 times 4 is 32.
The horses a Red Bull.
It would take you 7 hours with haste to get there. And the horses only have about 7 hours left to travel in them.
Well, it doesn't matter how they travel as long as it's only 7 hours.
If you travel, yeah, it's only 7 hours. But the only disadvantage is that you guys have disadvantage on... actually, it's like -5 to everybody's passive perception when you travel that fast. But it's 7 p.m. It's up to you guys if you want to camp halfway, you know?
I'd say we make our way there. We just need to keep our wits about us.
I'd say I vote the same. Is there anything, Garett, you'd be able to maybe tinker together to help us stay awake a little bit better?
I mean, you guys all just came up from you guys all woke up in the afternoon.
We're all very much awake. I mean, I can set up some things around the camp to let people know, if someone's around us, trying to sneak in. I
Cool.
can do that kind of thing, but I don't know about keeping you awake. I can't make coffee or anything.
Oh
I mean,
man.
an alarm at camp is incredibly useful. If we have to camp, I feel like that's great.
But I think we'll be able to make it there if we haste it to Pingen.
Why do we need to haste? I don't understand why we need to run there. That doesn't make any sense. We don't really know what's going on there. We haven't hasted since. I feel it might be safer if we camp out and start fresh in the morning.
Let's
How much longer
ride
should we
for
camp?
a while and
Ride
then
for?
camp.
Yeah, we need to move on
We
a
should
little bit
move
before we
away
stop.
from here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick check. The longer you guys just wait, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
go.
Go.
I mean,
Let's go
I
for
figured
another
we
3
were
hours.
en route making this decision, right?
Yeah, totally. You guys are en route. I just need to know how much of that route has passed. Were you guys going at a regular speed, or were you guys
Regular.
moving with
think
like
so.
fast pace? Okay, so an hour goes by. You're now 3 miles in. Another hour goes by. You're 6 miles in. There's 24 miles left. Eliard, you are fully rested. Everybody is fully rested in the wagon. It is now 9 p.m. The horses have been traveling for 3 hours. And so the horses have 5 hours left in them. And if you guys march another 5 hours, you're going to go 15 more miles, which will put you at 24 miles and 6 miles left to go. So at this point in the journey, the horses have gone for 8 miles, have gone for 8 hours. It is 3 in the morning, and you guys have 2 more hours left on the road before you get to Penguin. If you wanted to push the horses the extra 2 hours, we'll just do some animal handling checks, and I'll do a constitution saving throw for the horses. If you guys wanted to rest here, I can take a survival check. But the whole 7 miles that you guys have traveled, the 7 miles that you've gone, the road is vacant the whole time as it's dark, right? But the road after 5 hours is flanked by like tall grass, unkempt vegetation, because the Empire is what covers infrastructure. And it looks like the Empire hasn't had a presence this close to Penguin in a while. At least 2 weeks, maybe even close to a month. So the grass is really tall. The vegetation is all dead though, since it's fall. So there's like really tall dead reeds all over. Dead sunflower, cornfield. And as you're coming up to the last 8-hour stretch that those horses can do. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2 in the morning. Because it was 7 hours from 7 p.m. And you guys are... who's driving right now that Eliard's up? And like,
I can be in the back if Eliard wanted to switch out.
yeah, I'm gonna say the horses kind of give it a little. The horses kind of are like they're walking and they kind of start. You realize they're more and more starting to just like stop. So you have to give them a little whippage, a little like G up, and it's just come to a point where they're refusing to G up.
We're gonna have to camp here for a bit. Let them rest. Unless we want to make it keep going this final stretch.
I'll say,
LA
yeah, it's post up for the night.
Alright.
His beasts aren't going any further.
We halt here. I can do a survival check.
Yeah, if you want to be the one that's in charge of setting up camp, like the primary one of setting up camp, make a survival check. Yes.
I'm gonna lend a hand.
Okay.
And help.
Okay, make a perception check. First, make a perception check, Garett.
19.
Nice. So now, Erizo, you can make your survival check with advantage. So Garett's kind of like, as you're maybe looking or like checking on plants and like finding a nice place to like make a nest, it seems like Garett's helping you out by like lending an extra pair of ears and like staring out into the field, maybe standing up on the wagon. So make
Actually,
What's up?
go ahead. I was
No,
just gonna say
whatever you were doing.
What I was gonna do is start kind of setting up our perimeter and taking some of the wiring that I had and
Okay.
kind of tying it between two sticks and tapping my my little artisan hammer on each of the
Nice.
sticks, and I'm just gonna kind of like set out a perimeter of something that looks like a tripwire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Erizo, make 2 checks for survival.
That is a 20 and 19.
Nice. Yeah, you definitely you find a successful spot for you guys to not just tie up the horses, but a safe place where the wagon's not going to get stuck. You find a good pull off, good like, side of the road, what do they call them in California? Pull over, turn out, turn in. And you find a successful spot to rest. If you want to rest the horses, it's going to take you 8 hours to rest them fully. Okay, so 8 hours, starting an 8 hour from 2 a.m. That's going to take you to 10 in the morning. And in the course of the night, since you guys are like, I can just say, if you guys want to give me an order of like interchanging who's sleeping when, or I mean, you guys can all just be like resting. If you wanted a fire, you could totally have a fire because of your really high survival check.
We'll have a little mini fire. I could take first watch for 3 hours.
Okay.
I can rest for 4 and then stay up for however.
I'll
long
join you.
after that.
I'll join you for the first 4.
Right.
Okay. Who's awake?
Garett.
Erizo.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go hang out by the horses.
I'll rest for the first 4 hours.
I'll stay awake.
Okay. What is, I mean, everybody's passive perception is over 10, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Your passive perception's over. It's your perception plus 10. So unless your is your perception -1?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? So that's okay. It could have been a lot.
Oh,
I just rolled really poorly. So well, let me check actually and see what these guys had. Oh. Nope, nothing in stealth. So Eliard, you won't get to make the first round attack, but everybody else will be able to make an action in this first round along with the other team. So let's see here if I have a battle map ready. Don't roll for initiative yet. I'm gonna bring up a turn order. So what's everybody munching on?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I didn't realize it was that loud.
Oh, yeah,
rice cake
dude.
rice cake with peanut butter and fruit plus chia seed spread.
Oh, yarm.
Nice.
Yeah, just like world of chia. You can get it at Aldi's. Stuff's really dank.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Erizo, did you make a fire?
He said he made a small one.
Okay.
A small one.
Okay, just making sure for this map.
I made it what's the one that likes the blonde one from Beavis and Butthead? Which one is it?
Beavis?
There you go.
Fire.
Okay. Sorry, it's not the most prestigious map that I have ever made, ever. Okay, and I'll pull you guys over here now. Once you get over here, click on your token. Click the picture of you on the map, and then click the initiative on your sheet once your picture is highlighted. As you guys look up from the fire and see two of these guys marching down the road at you.
What the what?
Oh my god, it's Noob Saibot.
From which direction?
They're coming from Penguin.
Aw.
Does my bird sense start tingling?
I rolled a
You
4
can
for
make since you saw them coming. I'll let you make you can make advantage on investigation checks, right? Against the undead with favored enemy.
I don't know about that much. Hold on, give me a check. You have survival checks to track your favorite enemies.
Or
there you go. I put it in the chat too.
okay. But it doesn't say that, or you can make investigation checks. As well as intelligence checks to recall information about them.
Yeah, survival is an intelligence-based skill. So
No.
that would make sense.
Survival is wisdom based.
Oh, is it?
Yep, so he has advantage on looking for tracks, like hunting them. He also had as well as advantage on intelligence to recall information.
Right.
So like a history check advantage.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So you can roll a intelligence check, just a flat one, with advantage.
All right. Ooh. I had one. That's a 20.
Yeah, it rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah.
Okay, so since it's the dark and you can't see them that well, I'll just let you know that they are undead. And that they are some kind, they're like way more than zombies. You can tell that these have, the way they're marching just shows that they have much more awareness and sentient than zombies. But they are very much undead.
My eyes just like, my pupils just totally shrink and become like that stare of like bloodlust and, you know, that smell in the air. Just getting ready.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody rolled for their initiative. Getafix. Okay, yeah, you just didn't click on your token. I might have a different. I don't have your name saved, I don't think. Just how it looks on the turn order. How your name doesn't show up.
It doesn't show up on the token.
Yeah, that's just my bad.
Oh,
I
did change my name tonight from Trent to Getafix, so maybe it messed it up.
No, this is what it is. Boink. It was on my end. It's a permission for other people to see it. It doesn't show up for other people. Okay, anyways. So the one on the top. So Eliard, you're up. Oh, you don't get to go this turn because you they still broke your passive perception with them sneaking up on you. So it is the first Necromonger's turn. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, my phone buzzed. I wasn't sure if it was like, you're muted. I was like, oh no. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. And this one is going to just like run up ahead. And it's going to put its hand out, aiming right at you, Erizo. It's going to put its hand out, and its hand is just going to start like crinkling with like ice crystals as it hurls a beam of white light at you for 17. Does that hit? Yeah, I think your AC is good, but it's not that good.
Yeah,
So that's an AC against your armor class, okay? And you take you only take 2 cold damage, but your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So not this like upcoming one.
The one after. Okay.
Yep. So this turn your speed's gonna be reduced 10 feet, and you take 2 damage. And I can put a little reminder here.
Little reverse flash.
Yeah, right. Okay, and now it's Garett's turn.
All right. So just for future reference, I'm just gonna ask this question: if for me to put my little homunculus dude into combat, is that an action? Because it's literally just me reaching into my pocket and dropping it on the ground.
What does it say?
Oh, I don't
Like
know.
it might say as an action, like deploy this, like on your turn, like it might say like on your turn, or it might say like as an action, you pull this out of your pocket. Because typically, like using an item would be your action.
Right. It doesn't really say anything about that.
Okay.
You determine its appearance.
Because like, especially like, and you should keep me like, I know you want to keep some of your stuff kind of secret. But, like, yeah. I had no idea what you're doing with that wire. Like, I was assumed you were setting some kind of trap. But, like, having to read, like, I knew it was, like, if you touch it, it makes a recording sound. But it's only if you're within 10 feet of it, it can be heard. And then I didn't really know if that's really what you were doing or...
Yeah.
So just,
sorry,
like...
I will be more informative next time.
Yeah. And, like, where the wire is, too. Because maybe these guys could have hit it, but you guys heard it anyways. And because the wire, you can't hear if it's more than 10 feet from you anyways, so...
Right. Okay. So yeah, I will do that in the future. It doesn't say anything in the thing. It just it shares my initiative count, but it takes a turn immediately after yours. It can move.
Where are you reading this at?
I'll send it to you.
Sweet.
I can take a bonus action on my turn to command it to take another action.
Yeah, in combat, the homunculus shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. So it's a completely separate creature and token that just comes right after you in the turn order. So it does not take up your action. But the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you use a bonus action. Yep.
I'm familiar with that. So, yeah, I'm just going to immediately see that Frost Ray come in, reach into my pocket, and toss this little stone ball that rolls in front of me on the ground.
And
like,
can
literally
you...
right at my feet.
And can you, like, send me over its stat sheet somehow?
Yeah, I was going to do that. I'd asked... Actually, I do have a stat sheet. You have a note called Homunculus.
Okay. That's in this one right here.
It's in MISC PC.
Okay, cool.
So
all right, got it. Yep, got it. Just want to make sure that I remember you. I remember you like made a token for it, but I never knew what it was.
I
And
never
then
made a
there's-
token. You threw the eyeball down for it, but we can
That's
keep
right.
using
No,
that.
I meant the journal for it. Yeah, you'd made the
Yeah.
journal.
I got a character
cool.
sheet for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this little
Groovy.
stone ball just kind of rolls out right in front of my feet and then pops up
Mm-hmm.
and starts floating in midair next to me. And I'm just gonna say, "To arms!" and immediately throw my right hand up in the air, and ice crystals start forming from my right hand all the way down my arm and start to like slowly envelop me.
Okay.
Casting Armor of Agathis.
Cool.
So that gives me 5 temporary hit points.
Sweet. A little bit of
Actually,
ice buff.
I'm using it as a second level spell, so
Nice.
that'd be 10 total. And they each take. Someone who hits me melee takes 10 cold damage.
Oh, cool. So it's like a thorn armor type thing.
Yeah, basically.
So you have a 5 HP well, temporary HP well.
10.
10 HP, because you cast that second level.
Correct.
And if anybody touches you, they take 10 cold damage.
If they attack me with a melee attack, while I have the temporary hit points, they take 10 cold damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of move. Let's see. I'm gonna move back over here, kind of behind the wagon to take like half cover, basically.
Okay.
I don't have it filled in. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have it on my sheet here. I can fill it in real quick.
Okay.
There's that, and then there you go. Now it's filled in. Yeah. So I'm gonna take half cover behind the wagon, and as my bonus action, if you want to throw the little eyeball man out there.
Oh yeah, a little eyeball.
Before I run, I'm just gonna kind of like reach out and touch him, and he
Touch
starts
who?
to the
the eye. Yeah. I was like, who are you touching with that cold hand?
Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky.
Nice.
Rocky. That's his name is Rocky. I'm gonna touch him, and he starts. He becomes enveloped in like lightning.
Okay. Cool. Just hanging out here.
Yeah. So he would be like roughly here, or like there's fine.
And it stays 120 feet with you, right?
I have to be within 120 feet of it, or else
Okay.
it comes back to me.
Right, show. All right. Anything else? It's turn. The cube's turn. Or, I'm sorry, the eyeball. Rocky's turn.
He's gonna just kind of stay put for now.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Erizo.
Sorry, was muted.
It's all good.
I'm gonna be doing a bonus action for a hunter's mark.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna roll for that right now. That is a 3. And then I'm gonna, with the bow, I'm gonna aim for this necromonger, the first one.
Okay.
Closest to me. That'll be. Oh, crap. That's gonna be plus 13.
13 does not hit.
Ah, shoot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, doesn't hit.
Okay.
The arrow flops on the ground.
Settles into the tall grass that they're marching in on. You as a 5th level ranger, anytime you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks, so you can make another bow attack.
Sweet. I forgot about that.
Yep. And you don't have to roll to hit with Hunter's Mark. It just opens up on them.
12.
12 doesn't hit. And that one just like bounces right off its armor. Ting! Just bounces right off. Let's see here.
Good.
Yep. Who's next? Getafix.
Hey,
your
it's
turn.
me.
Getafix.
let's just go for it. I'm gonna step between Nerva and Erizo.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a hand on each one's shoulder and
As
nod.
you wade through.
Yeah. And then I'm going my big ass stump legs.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look at these two chumps. I'm gonna cast my tidal wave on them.
Sweet. So it's a dex save for each?
Yeah, so each creature in that area makes a dexterity saving.
I rolled a 12 for the top one and a 16 for the bottom one.
So that would be my spell save DC.
Yeah, whatever your spell save DC is.
Okay, so the bottom one passes, the
Okay.
top one does not. It's 14.
Okay, so the top one goes prone. I know that much.
On a failure, a creature takes 4d8 bludgeoning damage and is
Nice.
not prone.
And a save, they
So-
take half as much. So roll 4d8. The butt-to-butt pyramids.
21.
Tiny one. Oh, nice. So the front one takes 21 damage and is prone. And if you guys are watching the stream, I'm doing damage calculator. It's that thing I hotkeyed every time I press the minus button.
Damage calculating.
Damage calculating damage. And the bottom one took 10. So divided by 2, rounded down. Calculating damage, calculating. Cool, and the front one's pruned.
He's pruned.
All right. Who's up next? The back necromonger. So he's gonna kind of do the same thing as far as catching up to where the homie's at. And he's gonna hurl a ray of frost at you, Getafix. Ooh, shite. Yeah, 9's not gonna hit you. I knew yours was low, but it wasn't 9.
What were you looking at? Sorry.
Your armor class, as I shot this beam of cold at you.
Oh. Close. Well, should have been a little quicker.
Yeah. It just freezes your hair, and you just dust it off like light snow hit you. And then it is going to. That is. Well, hold on a second.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna do.
Oh.
1 spell slot per turn. Nerva's turn.
Nerva's turn. Okay. One of these guys is prone.
Yep.
Okay,
And
I
they-
see the little symbol on him
Nice.
now. Great.
Grandiose.
I am going to. I'm gonna just go for the attack right away and magic missile the one that's on the ground.
Okay.
And it's an auto hit, so I don't have to worry about disadvantage on prone.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just do that real quick. I'll just cast it at level 1.
Okay. Pew pew.
Whoa.
Nice. 12 damage.
Bam, bam, bam.
Calculating damage.
Pew.
Reverse of 21.
So I just like for flavor or whatever, I was resting in the wagon, I think, when this went down, but I heard them be like, oh, like commotion. So
Yeah.
can I say that I'm like in the wagon, but I like opened the canvas and like shot my missile out of it?
Yeah, definitely. There wasn't a
I'll,
whole
like-
lot of canvas though, but you guys put that up for tent cover. Totally.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an
I would
open wagon,
just
but yeah, you definitely probably
kind of
could have
step
propped
up
something
to
up.
the
You
front
know?
of the wagon and shot it out from there.
Nice. 12 damage magic missile. That's really good. The 2 5s really help out. Or they're 2 4s plus the 1s, yeah. 2 max and 1 min damage. Nice. I'll take it.
For sure. And that's it from me.
Okay, I'll take you out.
Okay.
I don't want to, but looks like you gotta go.
And it is Eliard's turn.
Eliard.
Oh, I did want to ask something
Sure.
really quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does it look like these guys are like moving at an average speed, or do they look like slower than average?
You can tell they're moving pretty quick. They're moving like soldiers.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's all.
They're at least marching through the grass. They haven't used any dash actions, but they're definitely moving. Okay, Eliard.
Alright. And how many feet can I move? 30?
Yeah, you can move 30 feet.
Alright. So Eliard gets in front of the group. And why am I not? Hold on. He gets in front of Getafix.
Uh-huh.
And he turns to Nerva. Oh, I think we got a bit of fireworks on our hands. And casts magic missile as well.
Oh, sweet. Do you shoot the prone one? The one that already got magic missile, or are you shooting the other one?
I'm gonna shoot the other one.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Alright.
I have a question for Eliard. Since we both use magic missile and mine is like kind of like ruby crystals, what does Eliard's look like? Is it like fireballs or like?
It could definitely be
Yeah,
that, whatever he wants, yeah.
Yeah, I think how I described it last time was like they're kind of, I guess, like mini fire spear kind of looking things.
Okay,
like
that's
like
cool.
darts, like fire darts.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's 1d4 plus
1.
1.
And roll that 3 times. So roll a d4 3 times and add 3.
Alright.
Laser beam.
That's
12.
a 15. Oh, 12.
Nice. Okay, so 12 damage to that big bad mad mamma jamma. You said 12, right?
Yep.
You rolled the same thing as Nerva. That is a fireworks show.
Yeah.
That's 21.
21.
Damn it.
21. So you rolled 12 or 21 in reverse. 1 inch. Sweet, bro. Anything else? You've used movement and your action.
I'm going to. Yeah, I don't think I can. Let's see. Trying to see how far my trident is.
This character sheet break is brought to you by Action Surge. Action Surge is the feature you'd need to use another action. So, if you take the attack action, but casting a spell is not taking the attack action.
So I would have had to take the attack action and then cast a spell.
No. So when you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
But a spell isn't an attack action.
Right. It's a spell attack. It is called a ranged spell attack, but I think that in order to have that to use a spell as an action is different than taking the attack action, because you're using your action to cast a spell versus using your action to make an attack.
Got it. Well, I'm gonna use Action Surge.
Uh-huh.
And throw my trident at the undead that's not prone.
Hold on a second.
I do that.
No, I was just looking at the ruling on attack action and spells, and
Okay.
an action with a spell counts, but a spell with no attack roll does not count. And since Magic Missiles does not have a roll, you're not making like an attack roll with it, it just happens, then it doesn't count.
Okay.
Yep, or spells that have saves instead of an act. And since you don't roll to make the attack, it doesn't count. And so
Got it.
what was your other question? You want to use Action Surge?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I only? And how often can that be used?
Once every short rest.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
Let's just see if I can click on it. Come on.
What are you doing?
And I'm gonna
Okay.
throw my trident at
Okay.
at the undead that is still moving.
You betcha. So you're gonna want to roll a d20 plus 3.
All right.
Let's go.
And you're throwing it at which one?
The one that's not prone.
Okay, perfect.
19.
Okay, that hits. That's your first time getting a hit with the trident. So you're gonna roll you're gonna roll a d8 plus 3.
All right.
That's the pyramids that are butt to butt. The pyramids, not the umbrellas. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep, I said that right.
7.
7 damage. Nice to the standing guy.
Mhm.
Sweet. You guys are making
It's just like full on like lined up behind the,
yeah.
behind the shoulder and just hurling it.
And it just sticks right into his chest, and you can tell that it does damage. Like, it definitely like stops his forward momentum, but it doesn't look like he feels pain. Like, he doesn't flinch. He moves back from the force of the trident, but he doesn't flinch in pain at all, as your trident is now stuck in him.
And I just kind of smirk, like knowing he probably wasn't gonna move, but also knowing that like
He's
my
still
trident
moving at
is-
you. Yeah, he's moving at you with a trident stuck in him.
Yeah.
It's the other one's turn. It's the proned necromonger's turn. And he uses his action to hide in the tall grass and the vegetation, and he's wearing all black and stuff, right? And he's already proned, so he's gonna use his action. You guys don't see him. He disappears. And he is going to move somewhere that only I will know.
What's his prone radius?
I'm not telling you. You could do the math if you want a metagame. Okay. And it is Garett's turn.
All right. I am.
Weird.
All right. So I am going to target this bad boy and run back over next to Erizo if I can. Let me see if I got the distance for it. So yeah, I'm gonna run over here, and
You should be able to move the eye cube too, or the eyeball now.
yeah. I'm gonna do that next.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna run back over here and aim. Make finger guns, point
Yeah.
toward this guy, and just go blah!
Pew pew.
And just shoot a bolt of purple energy at him.
Okay. That does not hit.
Yep. sails right over the
So
shoulder.
the purple energy, yeah, like since this is all happening in 6 seconds, this whole round, like as you're sprinting past Eliard is like hurling his trident. He's casting magic and hurling a trident, and you shoot a beam of purple energy, and right as the trident hits it, he moves, it makes him slide out of the way. And it does not hit.
All right. Be like, all right, Rocky, your turn, and just touch him again. And he's got some crackling lightning coming out of him, and he's gonna shoot forward.
Okay.
Roughly 30 feet out in front of everybody.
Okay.
I think that was right.
That'll work. That's fine.
Yep, that's 30.
Okay. And Erizo, your turn.
I'm gonna go for.
You're no longer cold either. That cold penalty is worn off now.
Coldness no more. Shiver. I'm just gonna move a little bit more over to here, and then go for this guy who still has the hunter's mark on him.
Yep.
That's alright. That'll be 24 to hit.
That does hit.
24.
Let's see. That'll be 1d8 plus 4 plus 6.
Plus
1 plus 4.
Are you just making up numbers?
Plus 9.
Plus 9, 10. I'll throw in a 9er. What are you shooting, a walkie-talkie?
Plus
Oh,
21.
it's a 1d8. There you go.
It's
1d8 plus 4.
Your dexterity is 3.
I'm rolling for the damage.
Yeah, so it's 1d8 plus your dexterity for damage.
4. Because it has 4 on here.
Okay,
Alright, well,
that doesn't matter. We're gonna do 1d8 plus 3, and then you're gonna get a d6 for Hunter's Mark, and then another d6 for Colossal Slayer.
So that'll be 1, 3, 4 plus 3, 7.
Okay.
Plus 4, 11.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's bloodied. As that arrow hits, and then make your second attack.
Oy. That's an 11.
Okay, that does not hit.
Oh.
And
That's it.
okay, that's a really hell of a good bow shot, though, man. That's a lot of damage. Getafix, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna this bloodied man that I can see. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
So it's a 5-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make a
Constitution save. Yeah.
saving throw.
And what kind of damage is it?
Uh,
It's radiant damage. I just wanted you
Moon
to. I
damage.
just wanted you to say it out loud.
radiant damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said it was a Constitution save.
Correct.
Let's see here. It was a 6.
How do I tell what my
So it's gonna be your spell save DC. So it's a 6 against your spell save DC, which is
so
pretty
14.
big. Yeah. So that hits for full damage. So roll, what is it, 2d10?
Yeah.
Okay, roll 2d10. Okay,
11.
so, but get this. He has more than 11. Like, he's standing, and the beam of radiant light, you know how your magic feels, right? Like, you know, like how much radiant damage you're pulling down from that full moon right now. And you know how hard it feels, but the way that his body reacts to it seems like it does way more damage than what it should have. Like, when it comes down, it kills it.
Versus undead.
Ooh.
It kills him as that radiant damage come down and just like starts like charring him. He doesn't make a sound. He just looks up as he crumbles to the ground, and he's dead. Let's see here. And that lasts for 10 minutes or 1 minute?
Duration, concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay, cool. So just keep in mind that that's burning. Let's see here. I remembered what I was going to do for you.
Because each turn is...
It's 10 rounds.
10.
Yeah.
So it would be 10 rounds.
Yep, it'll be 10 rounds of combat. I'm just going to see if I got him. I didn't want to make you a moon token. I tried making one, like spending a lot of time. And it was like, I was getting way too into it. So I just have this. Maybe I can make this whiter. Can you see that even?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Not when it's on top of him, but...
Yeah, but you have the ability to click and drag it now. If you click on top of him. With your cursor, yeah. Anything else you wanted to do?
No.
Okay, so that was your action? Bring down the moon?
Yeah, drop it on him.
Drop like a moon on him. Okay, and Nerva, it's your turn. The moon just came down and like crumbled this guy. And you know there's one more out there somewhere.
Yeah. Can I make like a perception check to see like how the grass is moving or something?
Definitely. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Roll. So it takes a second.
Oh,
Ooh, nat
shit.
20.
Oh.
Nat 20%. Yeah. Where's this motherfucker?
Where is he?
You see him laying down, but you see the grass moving. I'm sorry, he's not laying down. He used half his movement to stand up. But he's like moving away from you guys. You can tell that he's moving away from you. And let's see here. He is... But that was your action, just so...
Yeah,
just to,
that is my action, but can I, like, shout to everyone, like, that way and, like, point?
Yes. Yep, absolutely. You can use a free action to say that way and point 40 yards that way. So right where the eyeball is. I'm just going to do something here quick. Everybody act normal. And the eyeball was 15 feet. And this guy was about 40 feet. So right here. Okay. Cool. And then I'm going to slide to the left.
Slide to the right.
Crisscross.
Okay. So that was your turn, Nerva. You totally pick him out in the tall grass, and you point and you say right there. And with your nat 20, I'm gonna just say, and you do a really good job just like dictating where he is. Everybody can see him now. He is definitely, he's been ratted out fully.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, if well no, dancing lights is probably an action too, but I would try to like indicate, yeah, like it's right there.
Yeah.
Well, if you would have taken my candle.
Is dancing lights a bonus action?
I don't think so. I was just saying like.
Oh yeah.
If it was a bonus action, I would have like used it as...
Okay, and then with that really good perception check, this was going to be an ambush, but since you were able to roll a nat 20 while scanning the grass, you also notice the grass next to you guys. There has been something lurking in the grass by you guys.
Well, God.
And 3 zombies, you notice also are creeping through the grass. As you're scanning, you see that grass moving away. You're like, he's over there. And then you look over and you see just like the 3 drooling maws of like dead, chattering, like slow moving, like just creepy zombies, fully like rotten corpses. Chattering in the grass.
I say like
that's all part of your free action that you can yell.
Yeah, like he's running that way, and then I like look over and I'm like, oh shit, like we're surrounded.
Yep.
Is what I say. That looks disgusting.
Yeah. You guys could have taken the. Yeah. They look fire as fuck though. And I'm gonna move the zombies as 1 turn in the turn order. Okay.
Crisscross.
Reverse.
You guys are crazy. Let's see here. What was the zombies initiative? Really bad. They rolled really well. It's just their modifier is really bad.
I love a 0 initiative.
Oh no, they didn't roll 0.
Oh damn.
I just edited it. Yeah, I was editing it. Yeah, they rolled really well, but I can't say what their initiative is fully. But I'll tell you, they look slow. Really slow to drag through that tall grace. Eliard, it is your turn, having Nerva just called out where that necromonger was running and the ambush on the side.
All right.
This action break is brought to you by Chai Tea, keeping you going for all times of the day. Chai Tea. Chai Tea is made and produced by Gaia, our great mother creator. Okay, Eliard.
All right. Eliard's going to run up between. That's 40 feet. What is Eliard gonna do? I'm gonna run up to the dead necromonger.
Yeah.
Pull my trident out from him.
Okay.
And hurl it at the necromonger who's running away.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to let you know that if you throw it, I should have made you throw it with disadvantage against the necromonger that you did hit with, because outside of 20 feet, you have to throw it with disadvantage, and you actually can't throw it further than 60 feet.
And just a side note, there's also a big ass moonbeam coming down.
Oh yeah, maybe he just reaches in and. Eliard, do you want to pull your token back 1? You can reach.
Okay.
Yeah. Eliard, I know that I don't want to just like take over your gameplay. As a bonus action, you can just summon your trident to your hand.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you can run as close. If you can go back to where you were. I think you're like right here or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
As a bonus action, you can just summon your trident in your hand, and then you can totally run like right in front of the ranged people. You know what I mean? So like, because you wanted to run toward, you can still throw your trident. Like that was a bonus action to summon your trident.
But then to use it, then
you'd use an action to throw it. You use a bonus action to summon it, and you use an action to throw it.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you throw it outside of 20 feet, you have disadvantage. If you throw it between 21 and 60 feet, you have disadvantage, and it cannot be thrown past 60 feet.
Okay.
Since you're using like a strength base. Yep.
Thank you, Dungeon Master.
Yeesh.
Alright.
But were you wanting to go for the guy running away, Eliard, or is that? Sorry, I don't mean to jump in.
Yeah, you can definitely make your movement. It's just that you'd have to use your action to pick up the spear, like to slide it out of a corpse, versus a feature that you have, which lets you bonus action it into your hand.
But he could summon it and run towards.
Absolutely.
The guy running away.
Yep. Yeah, I
Okay.
realized that too. I just saw his arrow was pointing towards the zombies at first.
Got
Alright,
it.
well, I'm gonna summon my trident back to my hand,
Yeah, definitely.
and
You have full movement. You have your action. If you take the attack action, you can attack twice. Which, now that I think about it, if they're within 20 feet, you could... Since you already used your bonus action, you couldn't do it now. But if you had your trident, you could throw your trident, bonus action back to your hand, and then throw it again. That'd be fun.
and I'm gonna go right here and throw my trident.
Oh, yeah, bet.
Yeah. All right, so that's 3 d4s.
First, you want to roll a d20 to see if you hit.
Oh yeah.
And add 1d20 plus 3.
15.
15 does not hit. And your trident just like whizzes over his shoulder as he's running.
All right.
And you do have one more attack, but I don't think you have anything to attack with other than your scimitar.
Hmm. Use Reach the Blaze.
Is that an action?
That is a...
It's an action, because you're using it to cast a spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So it's like you can cast the Burning Hand spells, and the Burning Hand spell is an action. Cool. Garett, it's your turn.
Yeah, and so as Nerva shouts, we're being surrounded, I whirl around and see one of the zombies, and I'm like, oh, fuck! And, immediately send over... Well, actually, I'm gonna run up to, Rocky over here.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm doing that, just kind of turn around and shoot one of those bolts of energy at this bottom zombie. As soon as I get there.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Are you muted?
No, I'm not. I'm just not looking at the chat. You'll have to read to me what you rolled.
Oh, sorry, 20.
Yeah, cool, thank you. I have my eyes like lizard crossed on 7 different things while trying to grow the map. It was 17 to hit.
20.
Oh, 20 to hit. Yeah, that definitely hits.
And 10 force damage. Knocks him back 10 feet backwards as well.
Okay, and which zombie was it?
The bottom one.
Bottom one. And it moves back 10 feet off map. I'm just going to put it there.
Yep.
And
then in the same...
And you said it takes how much force damage?
10.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, cool.
And again, reaching up, touching Rocky over here, he starts crackling with lightning and immediately zips down to the Necromonger, who's wearing metal armor.
It is metal armor.
Yes.
Yep, it's splint mail.
Hell yeah. So just comes basically whizzing as like a kind of like a drone right into him. And basically just like hits him right in the chest for 13. Shit.
13 to hit?
Yeah.
That doesn't hit.
Damn, so it just whizzes right by him.
Yeah, maybe just like misses him in the tall grass, and Rocky's like, eh? As it turns around. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did it right. Okay. Yep, that sucks.
So yeah, you just make a spell attack for Rocky.
Yeah, it's a spell attack with Shocking Grasp.
Okay. And as you turn around, it is the Necromonger's turn. And it's going to see Eliard's trident just like whip over his head. And he's going to turn back around facing Eliard. And then just like start marching at him. And then make...
Shit. Sorry, I just realized that I get an advantage on that attack roll.
If he has metal armor?
We can do it next time. Yeah, because he's got metal armor.
Okay, go ahead and roll it again. That's fine.
Sorry, I knew I saw something about metal armor.
Yeah, I thought it was extra damage. But yeah, that hits.
That's what I thought. No, it's advantage. So.
Okay. So maybe it doesn't even touch him as it whizzes over him, crackling. And does the reverse of 21 damage.
12 lightning damage.
The reverse of 21.
Of the day.
It is 12. You rolled a 21 and did reverse of 21 damage. Outrageous. Yeah, and maybe that happened while he was running too, because he's still up, and he's gonna take his longsword that he's got in his hand, and he's going to swing it at Eliard. Here comes the first one. That was a nat 1. And yeah, so he stumbles, and real quick, I'm going to make my own D12 check that I make everybody make. Okay, and he drops his sword. And then with his second attack, he, since he took the attack action, he's going to, since he hasn't used a spell attack yet, he's going to point blank try and hit you with his Ray of Frost. But since it's a point blank ranged spell attack, he's going to roll with disadvantage as he's like at point blank trying to hurl a beam at you. And that was a 13, which does not hit your armor class, Eliard. So he just ran up and whiffed his attack on you.
Nice.
Yeah. And it is now the zombie's turn. And they're both going to run up to Erizo.
It's a monster mash.
And the other one, which was 10 feet away from Erizo, was a graveyard smash. The other one comes back into play, but it is still... Why can't I click on this bastard? Joe, you cripple bastard. And he's only going to be able to make it up to here, since he was 10 feet away. He wasn't able... Technically, he's like right here, I guess. 15, because he's pushed back 10. Okay, yep, that's good. He doesn't get 30 feet. He gets less than that. But you know what? He'll take his dash action, so he's actually going to get there with you.
Bitch.
Yep, I realize he can still use dash action, but he doesn't get to attack. So only 2 attacks are going to come at you, Erizo. 2 slam attacks. Thank you very much. And it is a 13 and a 8.
Both miss.
Okay. That was their turn. And it is Getafix's turn.
I have a technical question about my moonbeam.
Yep.
When I move it, can I move it like on this line so it would hit both of them with a 5-foot radius? Is that?
I don't think so.
Like, does it have to be in a square? Because it's a 5-foot radius.
I want to just say no for like really simple mechanics, like since it's a grid-based game. But I am reading that some people say it's a 9-foot area, depending on where you put it. Let me just double check here with this map.
I think if you
Yeah, you can.
On one of them, it could hit the other one.
If you put it in the center, you can actually hit 4 at a time. If you put it like in an intersection, it hits all 4.
Like right in the middle.
Yeah, a 5-foot radius is actually probably a large token. I can make that bigger for you.
Well, I mean, like the token would make sense if I put it like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
So if you put it right here, but it could also hit Erizo. So let's just, you can focus it between these two then. I'll allow that. I'll buy that. I'll believe it.
Cool. Because I can move it 60 feet. That's plenty.
Oh yeah, yep. And that's just as a bonus action you can do that, or is this an action?
No, that's my action.
Okay, so as an action, you just shift the moonbeam over, going like right in front of Garett, as the moon's like crackling down in front of him, and they will both make Constitution saving throws.
Correct.
Okay, and their Constitution is pretty high, but one rolled a 7 and one rolled 16.
So the 16 would pass.
Okay, and so it's
14.
the top
So
one
it would be-
failed.
So it would be half of
Okay.
2d10, which is 12. So top one takes 12, bottom one takes 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Nice, man. And anything else?
And Erizo didn't get hit on either of those attacks, did he? That was
No, they were swinging at him, and they were just kind of like, he was dodging them.
cool.
Like those karate movies. He was wax on, wax off. These like zombie clubs that are coming in. He's fought undead before. No praise. Using his long blow to deflect. Yep.
There's that terror.
Then no, that's it. And I think my beam goes for 2 more turns, so it'll be done after this.
It goes for 10 if it lasts for a minute.
Right. Which I cast it last turn, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get back to me.
Rounds,
So it'd
not
be for-
turns.
It's
full
rounds.
rounds.
Yep, 10 full.
Oh.
I taught you wrong. That was I misread the rounds of combat. It says, I asked like how long was a turn, and it says 6 seconds, and I assumed each turn was its own 6 seconds, but every single turn happening in one round all happens in the same 6 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so it's really slow-mo, and it all just kind of like happens. So as Erizo is getting like slammed, as he's like karateing these arms out of the way, the moon just like buzzes onto him, and he's now smiling with like the moon like shining in his face. It's just like just like smacking him as they're roasting in the sun. Okay, Erizo, and it's your turn.
All right. Let's see. Those guys are getting pretty burnt up. However, I do not want to be in this situation, so I'm going to do a, just want to double check. With you, a disengage.
Okay, action
Yes,
disengage.
Yes. I'm going to use that to be able to move. Just kind of doing a little bit of measuring here.
Okay.
I'm back at normal speed, correct?
Yes.
Alright. And it'll be.
And you are
right in front of-
successfully disengaged.
I'll be able to go right here. Yeah, and could I use a bonus action to put the bow away?
So you would use to safely put your bow away. You can use a bonus action.
All right, I'll do that, and that'll be my turn. And I believe
What did
was I
you use
supposed
as?
to make?
What's that?
I was just gonna ask if I had to make concentration checks for the attacks, but I don't think so, because they didn't hit me, right?
Yep, they didn't hit you. And there's we'll figure that out later. Sorry, I didn't hear you there for a second. You didn't take any hits, so you're fine. I'll tell you if you have to make a save.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not the dead necromonger's turn. Not the mama. Okay. So it's the one that's standing by Eliard, who dropped his sword. He is going to free action, just pull he's got a short sword at his belt. And then he's going to make a short sword attack. Okay, let me just check his card. Okay, and a 16, Eliard, does a 16 hit you? Make it to break it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you take 4 piercing damage as you're hit by the short sword. 4 piercing damage, and you will take, if he hits, and that one does not hit. So you just take 4 short sword damage.
Okay.
And he is just going to shift over here, where his long sword is like laying in the ground. Oh, sorry, Murdoch. Okay. And it's Nerva's turn.
Oh, I was muted. My bad.
It's all good. Thank you for muting when you can.
He's bloodied the necromonger.
Oh yeah, it's almost mortal. I mean, it's bloodied for sure.
Zombos. The only range defense I have is magic missile. So, how about this? I will cast magic missile at a 3rd level.
All
which
right.
I believe gives me 2 extra darts.
Yeah, so you'll have 5. You'll have 5 darts. It's 1 for every level above 1. 3 at 1, and then 1 for every level up. Yep. So it should be 5.
Right.
Yep.
And are the zombies damaged at all?
Let's see here, and that's a good question. This one, looking over it, this one is bloodied. And this one is also bloodied.
Great. Could I do 2 each to the bloodied and then 1 on the not bloodied one?
Absolutely. Let's just do these in order. The top 2, or the first 2 will be the top zombie. Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
I feel like Nerva's like Han Solo over here with this little blaster.
Yeah.
Like on the cart.
One like Jack Daniels, like one leg up on the wagon. With a Juan Jane cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
Yes.
Come back again, Black.
That's
Bart,
okay. You send 4. We'll send. I was just gonna do it down the line anyways. So 7 goes to the top one, and then you wanted 1 in the middle. So then 3 goes to that one. Yep.
And then it'll be 5 and 1 more.
Okay. So 7 to the bottom one. Cool, you did 7 to each of the bloodied ones. So these ones are now mortaled.
Okay.
From that attack. Good job.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Fuck. It's only been like 12 seconds, and there have been so many lights. I bet it looks like a techno rave show when you guys get into combat now. With like Eliard, Getafix, Nerva, Garett. You guys, Erizo, we need to get you some flashy shit, dude. Your circlet you're the rave girl. That's like this. You're just like
That's pretty much right.
You're gonna be twirling your short swords. It's just like glow sticks.
I need some like glow in the dark stuff.
I got you.
Like that.
Yeah, Garett can make your swords light up like glow sticks.
Right.
Anybody got a pacifier or a whistle?
The whistle is what makes it.
Yeah. Whistle too if you want.
Oh my god.
I can totally make him whistle.
Make him a whistle, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I can make him scream every time it hits if you want.
I can get like for the next fight.
You get creative with the sound and we'll run with it.
Oh yes.
That's so good. All right. Let's wrap this up then. Nerva just went. Anything else before you go to Eliard? Eliard, are you ready for your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be it for me.
All right.
I won't use the amulet.
You could.
I don't. It doesn't do damage though, right? It just pushes.
But remember last episode, you can make an action. Oh, you'd have to make an action to grapple first.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep,
No,
it's
that's cool.
It's an action to grapple and then a bonus action to do the like fire health sync thing.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to interrupt again.
It's okay.
Do you have that written like telekinetic? Is that in my?
I don't know exactly what your character sheet says, but I have the amulet fleshed out as far as you know. I can send you that. I think I was gonna do that last time too, but there's like, just message me on Discord like now or whenever you got a second as a notification for me, and then I'll just copy pasta once I read it.
Okay.
Alrighty. Eliard, your turn.
I'm going to produce use my cantrip, produce flame.
Okay.
And hurl a flame at the necromonger.
Okay.
It's a ranged spell attack.
Okay, so same as how the necromonger like threw a ranged spell attack at you point blank and had disadvantage. You'll just roll a d20 twice and take the lowest.
Okay.
Yep, and then you're gonna add your spell modifier, which is +6. So roll a d20 twice and add 6 to the lowest.
Fuck. Oh man. 7.
Okay, it wasn't a nat 1. I mean, it could have been worse. But you did take the attack action as well, so you do have another attack to use.
Can I?
As you continue to grow the light show by now adding like a dancing fire shooting up into the air.
I'm gonna attack. Do I have to? If I want to use my scimitar, would I have to use an action to change weapons?
So it's a free action to either like drop a weapon or to pull out a weapon. So you can use your free action to pull out a weapon since you already threw your trident on the ground somewhere. So you have a free action that you can unsheath with. Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna draw my scimitar and attack with it.
Okay, make a scimitar attack.
Alright. That's gonna be the D4. Let's see. Hold on. So it's 1d6.
Your scimitar is a d6.
D6. Yep. 9.
Oh, nice. Max damage.
Yep.
All right, that's gonna be. What? Oh, those were the zombies that got mortaled. Okay, he's mortaled now. I was like, I thought this guy was already mortaled, but he's not. He is now though. So that was a strong hit. Breaks his armor open. Again, he doesn't flinch though. Like he's not flinching as it just like slices open his stomach and you just see like dry black like ichor content just start to spill out in front of him as he's still deadpanned looking at you. Yep.
That's a sight for sore eyes.
Right.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. And it is Garett's turn.
All right, so Garett is going to recognize the zombie he shot earlier, this bad boy right here, and pop a crackling bolt of energy at him again.
Adding to the techno rave.
It's a 10.
Okay, and good news for you is that's a hit.
And it does 2 damage.
And that is not enough to bring it down.
Still pushes him backwards.
Oh yeah, still slides him 10 feet from your line.
And so here's my question, technicality for you, if I want to if we want to even go there.
Yeah.
Pushing him back 10 feet away from me would possibly knock him into the zombie behind me. Would that prune him? Or do I have to... You know what I'm saying? Because
let me see the spell.
When you hit a creature with spell, you can push creature 10 feet away from you.
And this is a cantrip?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no, because it doesn't say in the spell if it hits another creature, because it says that in a lot of spells that I think when they get to like first level and higher, they'll
if
be
a
like
creature comes in contact with another one though? That's my question.
That's what
I'm pushing
it'll
him back.
Yep, and it'll say that in the spell. Like there are spells that say like if they hit an object behind it, they take an additional d6 if that other object is another creature. I'm just like, we can look into it more, but I'm gonna say since it's
that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
for
cool
a
with it.
cantrip now, we're gonna let that fly. But he does fly 10 feet. If you wanted to take your movement in another direction, but otherwise, yeah, let's just send him.
Definitely running him backwards now after I shoot. I'm basically gonna shoot it and run backwards.
Okay.
And Rocky's gonna come flying back to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of put two hands around him real quick and give him a nice little clap. And he starts shimmering with lightning bolts again. And at that, he's going to finish his movement, moving up just a little bit. And ready a reaction that if something gets within 5 feet, he's going to pummel. Or just like knock into him.
If something does what?
If it gets within 5 feet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's it. I'm good.
All right. It is the zombies' turns, and they are going to surround Getafix. And they are all three gonna make a bludgeoning attack against him. Okay, let me get their card. So the top one swung for 8, the middle one swung for 12, and the bottom one swung for 14. I believe the bottom two hit. So I think your AC is like 10 or something. Yes.
10.
Yep. So the bottom two both hit you with just their zombie club like arm. Ooh, nice. You take 5 plus. You take 9 bludgeoning damage from the two of them just tonk clubbing into you.
Big old clubs.
Big old club. Bottle full of bum money. And you know what? They swing with advantage because they're flanking you. I just noticed that. So this is just going to be for the top one to see if the top one hits you, and then I'll roll the bottom ones to see if for some reason they nat 20. Okay, the top one rolled a nat 20. I wouldn't even be joking if I'm playing. I haven't rolled a nat 20 since last Wednesday. Okay, you take an additional 10 bludgeoning from just that one at the top.
Ooh.
And now these two dice rolls are to see if the bottom ones get a nat 20. And they did not. So that was it for the damage done to you. I believe it was...
How much did you take? Like 19?
Yeah, it was like 19 total. And Getafix is bloodied. He's in a bloody pile of zombies as they just like everybody's running away and Getafix is like yabba dabba doing like maybe Scooby-Doo running in place. And I need you to make 3 Constitution saving throws to see if your moonbeam drops.
So I just click on my Constitution?
Yeah, do it 3 times because you need to pass all 3. And we'll just go in order that. Okay, that one fails. So so the moonbeam drops.
Oh.
So they surround you and break your... As you're holding down the moonbeam and like squinting and like maybe looking at all these flashing lights, and everybody's running away from these zombies. You're trying to hold your focus, but you see Erizo and Garett start running, and then next thing is you're surrounded. And they just start bludgeoning the crap out of you. And it is your turn.
Well, suppose I gotta get the F out of here.
Yeah.
Hulk out. Turn into a rhino or some shit. T-Rex. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna do a hidden step and then move. I have to move around the cart, right? So like, can I get like if I move towards the front? Yeah.
You can take a 5 feet movement penalty running in front of the horses, but otherwise you won't take penalty going to the back. Because the wagon wheel doesn't take up 3 feet that it's showing there.
Got it. So I could kind of move like
Yeah.
a couple feet there and then here and then.
Yeah, the wagon's only just wider than 10 feet. So it's not technically that large. Just the token probably got warped while I was trying to make sure everybody looked like they fit on it. It's really like that big.
So I'd move like
grid-based.
somewhere here.
Whoa, holy smokes. I hate it when I'm like trying to hold my shift button and I accidentally right click and then do some weird stuff. As long as it didn't change for you guys. Yeah, cool. That looks good. Point.
All right.
30.
So
you can be one more closer.
One more closer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm invisible until the start of my next turn or until I attack or make a damage roll.
Okay, and hidden step is a bonus action.
Correct.
And you become invisible.
So then I'm gonna.
And I'm pretty sure opportunity attack says a creature you can see. So yeah, just keep going.
I think you can make opportunity attacks with disadvantage, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, just go ahead and make your turn.
Oh, I was gonna heal. So I
okay.
That.
Yeah. What are you doing, and what are you healing for?
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Equal to 1d8 plus my ability modifier.
Yep.
If I just click on it, it'll cast it.
It should, right? Yeah. And it does say that it says you can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach.
Oh.
But it says you can avoid provoking opportunity attack by, disengaging, teleport, other things.
So I rolled an 11.
Okay, so you get 11 HP back, and you are no longer bloodied. You casted Cure Wounds at level 1 and rolled max healing.
Correct.
Nice, yeah. Dude. Yeah, take that 11 HP back as you are no longer bloodied.
Let's go.
Bonus action, movement.
That's what I used. Yep, I used everything then.
Yep, nice, man. I got the fuck out of Dodge.
I'm invisible.
Yeah, invisibly just wheezing behind the wagon. Let's see here. It is the Necromonger's turn that's still alive. Free action, just gonna scoop his sword that's sticking up in the ground and make 2 longsword attacks on Eliard. The first one, when I accidentally closed my screen, it closed all my character sheets. The first one is a 17 to hit. And the second one is a 14 to hit. So the second one would have hit you had you not boosted your armor. So that was good. That was a good investment. And you are going to take... Ooh, max damage. You're taking 11 slashing damage. As he finally gets his greatsword back off his longsword off the ground and just hurls it around like a big... He's cut open, he's bloodied, he's mortal, and he just swings around, and you hear this like nails on chalkboard screech come out of it. Come out from its mask. And so yeah, Eliard, you take 11 points of damage.
They are so creepy.
Yeah.
Get these characters from Chronicles or Riddick?
They are, yeah. Nice. Did you take your 11 points?
I did.
Okay, cool. And it is Nerva's turn.
I really want to end this. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time with the zombies.
Okay.
Go level 3. Magic missile. Yeah, basically 2 each to the bloody ones and 1 to the not bloodied ones. So yeah, the same thing I did last.
2 to the top. No, sorry, you want to do 2 to the top and 1 to the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, pulling up the spell. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So the top one takes 8
Ooh,
damage.
That's a really good.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, so out of 5, you rolled 4 5s. That's way above average. That's almost a yacht. You almost rolled a Yahtzee on D4s.
Yeah, right?
8 damage, and then 10 damage, and then 5 damage.
5 to the bottom.
Okay, so the one on top dies. Poof, magic missiled out. The one at the bottom dies. Poof, magic missiled out. The one the one in the middle, magic missiled out. The one at the bottom is not dead yet, but it is now bloodied. And as the 2 get shot and drop to their knees, the 2 at the top. Okay, so 13 and 15. The one on the top, like leans over and falls down and dies. The other one starts to lean forward as well as it, died. But then it just looks like it, like it just like woke up in its history class, and the teacher's like, "Hello," you're like, "Oh," and you like open your eye. He looks spooked. He's like, "Ooh," and he doesn't drop back down. He is still. This one's also mortaled. But that one died, but passed its undead fortitude, and now it's like, it's like still standing there, very much just as alive as it was before.
Damn.
Yep.
All right. Then just to get a little bit further away, I'm gonna climb up to the very front of the wagon.
Okay. And it is anything else from you, Nerva?
No.
Okay. Eliard, end this.
I think I actually got skipped in this last round.
Oh, you did? Holy shit! Yeah, sorry. Getafix. It's because I look at your red token and Eliard's red token, and I think because on my screen, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Make your move.
Alright, no worries.
Oh, Getafix healed. Necromonger went. Yep, that's the red tokens. I'm getting all goofied.
The red be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do Zephyr Strike on myself.
Okay.
And then I'll move as I... Oh, by the way, I found this.
Oh,
Oh my god.
if you have inspiration, you can take it. If you don't have it already, you get inspiration for literally being a bird with a whistle as the rave's going on, and you're just bird whistling. It's like, toot, toot, toot.
And since I got the two satyr short swords in my hand, I'm just twirling those as I make my way over to the.
And you casted Zephyr Strike on yourself, which means you move like the wind. For the duration, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity of attack. And before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll of your choice. The attack deals an extra D8 force damage on a hit. Whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn. So you're moving like the wind, just like, like twirling your swords as you walk right into the center of them.
For the first attack, and to get that, take the advantage right away, I'll go after
the middle one?
The middle one.
Okay.
That'll be 15. That's 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. So deal your short sword plus another D8 plus another D6 for Colossal Hunter.
Let's see, a D8, a D6, and the regular one is a D6 as well.
2d6 and a d8.
Alright, so that's 5 for the d6 and 3 for the d8.
Okay, so that's 8 plus your dexterity modifier. So that's another 4. So that's 12 damage. Because your short sword gets a finesse dexterity bonus plus 8. Okay, so 12 damage. So I'm going to make my con save, as that does, like, hit him and kill him. And he rolled a nat 1. So yeah, he's dead. He's totally blown away by that, dude. Fully blown away by that. Toot. Just like twirling the swords. This is so much fun. We gotta get Nerva dug in. Jose, I don't know if you if you watched the recap from last week. Nerva casted. You listened to it? Yeah. Well, Nerva casts blur on herself, and it makes it hard for her opponents to hit her because it looks like she's like blurring. And we said it was like the filter where it's like the teach me how to Dougie one where people are like swaying like a noodle left and right. So the whole encounter, Nerva was walking around in the background just like teach me how to Dougie. And now you're like, yeah, you really weren't attacking. You were just Dougieing in the background. It was fine. At the governor's mansion, and now Erizo is just like rave fighting, just twirling short swords. All right, make your next attack on the next zombie. Oh, that's outrageous. That's so good, dude. That's just going hard on it. And remember, you have inspiration. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
All right, man. Well, it's just 2d6 plus 4 because you used all your other added stuff.
All the other good stuff.
Yep, but it's still 2d6 for damage.
That's 4 plus 4, 8 total.
Okay, and 8 is no joke. 8 is actually what he had for HP. This is crazy. And because it's a critical hit, it does not provoke undead fortitude from a zombie. Nice. So because you hit him with a critical, how do you finish him as you
Alright, so the first one went down, and then looking at the other one, I just stare him at the eyes as I'm doing the whistles, and then I just fucking go for the guts straight in there, and I slice one arm going to the left, the other one to the right, and I just make like a Saturday Night Fever pose.
Dude, Zephyr Strike is an awesome spell, man.
Seriously, I've never even heard of that. Zephyr Strike. That's so cool.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, groovy.
That'll be it.
Sweet, so there's the zombies out of the turn order. And yeah, sorry I missed you, man. Eliard, it's your turn. Yeah, it was very worth it. Logan, you missed my turn. I found my rave whistle. I'm ready to take my turn.
Alright, Eliard's trying to finish this thing.
Yep.
And try to hack this necromonger down with the scimitar. Alright, first roll. The 14.
14 does not hit.
Alright. Oh man.
What's that?
15.
15 does not hit.
You kidding me?
Nope. He's got heavy splint mail on.
Alright.
Yep.
It's like you're hitting him, but it's not breaking through the armor.
Yep.
Okay.
Imagine it's really loud.
Would I don't suppose I could cast a spell.
Only if it's a bonus action. Or you could save your spell because you can only cast one spell slot per turn. Or wait, can you use a spell slot as a reaction if you used a spell slot on your turn? Yeah, I'd let you do that.
I think so, yeah.
Do I know if it's a bonus or not?
It'll say that. I'm gonna say for brevity's sake of time, you don't really have a. Yours would be like shield, which is your reaction, or green flame blade.
All right.
Yep. Or you do have.
I can use I'll use reach the blaze.
That again would take an action because the burning hand spell is an action.
Burning hands isn't a cantrip.
It doesn't matter if it's a cantrip. It costs one action.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna move. Back by the horses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that provokes an opportunity of attack from the Necromonger with a longsword. And it was a 22 to hit. And you will take... he rolled as low as damage as it was going to be, so that plus his modifier. You take 4 slashing damage as you like miss against this like nasty necrotic undead beast, and as you like turn to run back to the group, he gets a longsword attack and cuts across your back for 4 damage. And Garrett, it's your turn.
I've had about enough of this guy, so I'm gonna shoot my little crackling bolt of energy over at him.
Okay.
Finish him.
14.
That does not hit.
So I'm gonna run over a little bit, slap Stony on the back, and as I'm like slapping him, I kind of move him forward to have him run straight over here into the guy, and he rolls 14.
Okay, that does not hit.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm gonna move Garrett back the rest of his movement speed, if that's all right. Back over here. Which I move 5 to get him, and then 25 back there. Oh, you said 5 for the horses, so I'll move.
Well, only if you're running through the horses.
Yeah, it wasn't running through them, but around them. I'm sure they're probably spooked or something too.
Cool.
So
I was just making a note for myself here, so I wasn't looking at the map. I was just in my theater of the mind.
So I'm good.
Okay. Getafix, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna move off to the left here. And let's just moonbeam this guy and I'll go to bed.
Yes, I think you're the only one with radiant power.
Yeah, so we need a was it? Throw.
Con save.
Con save. Yep. Constitution saving throw.
Since he is bloodied and mortaled, I'm gonna make this Constitution save with disadvantage. Just because he's undead and has a good Constitution.
I forgot advantage again.
What's up?
Oh well. I forgot to roll advantage on that again.
Oh, because it was electric.
That's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, if it was the second time, not this time.
Exactly. No, I screwed that one up.
Yeah,
it was
kind
an
of.
18 too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Oh, way ill.
11 plus Constitution, con save, 2, 13. What's your DC?
14.
Oh, all right, man. You can roll the damage just to see how much it was.
12, 21 backwards.
Backwards 21, which actually deals like you, so it deals double damage. For the mechanics that I'm trying to portray, when the DM says that it deals way more damage than you think you're doing, that's because it has a damage vulnerability. And a vulnerability means that it does double damage. Resistance means it takes half damage. Immunity means it takes no damage. And vulnerability means it takes double. So that 12 was actually a 24 damage. And what does the moonbeam do as it beams down?
Since he's got a lot of heavy armor on, it's just like you can hear the sizzling and the smoke coming out from
Nice.
behind the heavy armor.
Okay, and that's the end of combat. As the lights that you guys have produced have started to die down, the zombies are like rotting by your feet. The necromongers are just laying like still the same stone faces they had before, but you can tell there's no life left in them. And slowly, Getafix's moonbeam starts to fade down. You are looking southwest, and in the distance, Penguin's only 6 miles away. And with it being, it's probably like 4 a.m. now. Probably 2 hours had gone by before this ambush happened. It's 4 a.m, and you guys can see in the distance there is more glowing lights over where you'd think is Penguin. Like, it looks like there's probably a big fire going on in Penguin right now. Or there's some, like, you would imagine there's some kind of large fire that's going on, and it's 4 a.m. and you guys are 6 miles away.
Yeah, I look to the rest of the group and I'm like, do you think we have more of this to look forward to? Like, really soon?
That's not the first of them.
Definitely going to be a challenge, but definitely what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Yep. And you guys can take a full human non-D&D week to figure out what the Christ you're gonna do in this situation. And you're gonna have time to count all your spell slots, look at all the ones you've used and go, oh shit, that was just the beginning. And just a note that next Monday I will be here for episode 7, but the following Monday, January 17th, I will be in Mexico.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.